Don't ever in your life go on against Detroit Lions. If you go against the Lions, this is going to happen to you. Belt to ass. Belt to ass.
Call me Myron. Hold up. When I pop out, I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used to shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch just told me let's get on. Let's go. What? Yo, bitch, call me Myron. Hold up. When I pop out, I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used to shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch just told me let's get on. I wake up every day, get fly as fuck. I Mr. Put it on and go fuck up a check on your bitch. She know my money long. She said you broke as hell, ain't got no paper, so y'all don't get along. She see my money long, so she gon' blow me like a trombone. Let's go. Yo, bitch got me saved as Myron in her telephone. But that's your cousin name. I swear to God, this little bitch hella wrong. One day I caught her phone when she was sleeping. He was at her home. Then he picked up her phone, said, who is this? And I said, nigga, hold up. What? Yo, bitch call me Myron. Hold up. Then I pop out. I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used to shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch just told me let's get on. Let's go.
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Foundation.
Brother. Hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'll be jumping onto this microwave. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop whoop! Fuck this shit!
I know I'm rolling. It's almost ready.
We're rolling.
We on camera now?
Yeah.
Oh, revolution, revolution, revolution. I'm broadcasting from an undisclosed location. Hey, come on, dog. Stay in my face. Listen, I'm sure a lot of you probably think you know what's going on in the world. But quite frankly, y'all don't know shit. Is that me floating or you? Come on, nigga. That don't matter. I'm talking about the man. The man!
Charlie talked all of that shit about black people violence, black people this, and guess who popped his fucking top? Guess who put a fucking tag on Charlie toe? A fucking conservative white. They're shooting up your fucking schools, Kirky boy. But you're worried about the niggers doing drive-by shooting, pulling up on each other blocks. Well, guess what, Charlie Kirky boy? They're not pulling up on suburban blocks. They're shooting up inner city hood blocks. So why the fuck you got your long white nose and those nigger business? And look what you got killed by, Charlie. Your own fucking kind.
Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk.
I'm Charlie Kirk too, nigga. Just call me Chuck K.
She wanted 40, yeah, yeah. 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 She wanted 40. So she called me Sugar Daddy with the caddy. She want money, I want honey. Sugar Daddy, you want money?
When black people like me talk to the slaves, they didn't kill him. They sent some old house Negro along behind him to undo what he said. You have to read the history of slavery to understand this. There were two kinds of Negroes. There was that old house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got too much out of line, he held them back in check. He put them back on the plantation. The house Negro could afford to do that because he lived better than the field Negro. He ate better, he dressed better, and he lived in a better house. He lived right up next to his master in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food his master ate and wore his same clothes. And he could talk just like his master. Good diction. And he loved his master more than his master loved himself. That's why he didn't want his master hurt. If the master got sick, he'd say, "What's the matter, boss? We sick?" He was as sick as the master. When the master's house caught a fire, he'd try and put the fire out. He didn't want his master's house burned. He never wanted his master's property threatened. And he was more defensive of it than the master was. That was the house Negro. But then you had some field Negroes who lived in huts, had nothing to lose. They wore the worst kind of clothes. They ate the worst food. And they caught hell. They felt the sting of the lash. They hated their master. Oh, yes, they did. If the master got sick, they prayed that the master died.
What's going on? What's going on? I see we in the building. Shout out to everybody in here. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Salute, salute, salute. Let me know if y'all can hear me all right. Let me know if y'all can hear me all right. How y'all feeling today? How y'all like that intro? Salute Derek Games. Salute Jessica M. Olawa. I see y'all coming in, pulling up, pulling up. What's the deal? For sure. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, bet it up. What up, Pooh Man? My brother. Black America, what's the deal? Sheila, what's going on, Sheila? Shout out to everybody pulling in here. Shout out to everybody pulling up. Shout out to all the ladies in the building. Let me see. Yeah, I got something for y'all. For That's how you know she got the gooch right. You get to acting like that. Shout out to everybody. I seen you, Jay Tillman, talk about copyright strikes. They got to get it in blood. They gonna have to get it in blood because we ain't even nowhere near all that just yet. But welcome in, everybody. So today, I wanted to talk about what I have observed in the YouTube streets as people moving from the red pill to this raccoon grift. You feel me? The red pill to raccoon rabbit hole. That's what I'm thinking about calling it. Shout out to Erica's Corner pulling up. I just been noticing a lot of people that are typically in the red pill space, the black manosphere space, kind of moving into a more conservative, anti-black space. And this is where the money at. You know, you see the thumbnail, we got Anton Daniels, the Hires twins, Stevie Knight, who really been going viral because of that interview with ABBA, Officer Tatum, bitch ass. And I didn't put CDT is crazy. I didn't put the Cartier family on there. I was just watching the Jewel Almighty video about the Cartier family. And he was reacting to them, react to Nick Fuentes, say the N-word. It was just terrible. So the Cartier family, they definitely in that bucket as well. So I got a couple of clips from these guys just talking they talk, and then we're gonna just speak on what's been going on. It's such a racial climate right now. It's like, everybody talking about black this, black that, black crime this, and we gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna drop the link. My brother Jay Tillman gonna pull up. Anybody else want to pull up and get their thoughts about it is welcome to. Yeah. So let me start off. I'm gonna just play a couple of different videos from Stevie Knight, Anton Daniels, and I think I got a Hires twins video in there as well.
Black culture is so easily manipulated and misled. Back in Detroit in February, I'm with a group of people that ran into another group of people, and obviously we had a mutual acquaintance, but because we were all black, they expected for us to participate in this economic blackout. Now, I didn't know what it was at the time, but the minute that I heard diversity, equity, and inclusion, I already knew what it was. I knew that it was going to be a bunch of people running in the Victim Olympics that said that they wanted inclusion and they wanted to participate in a cause to make sure that they take down Trump and the federal government in order to force them to acknowledge us and get Target to put your products back in the shelves. But that's not where it started. I went home, did a little bit of research, and I realized that it was started by a guy named John Schwartz. John Schwartz is a white man. And he wasn't thinking about y'all when he started this thing. He just so happened to tweet it out, and it caught fire from his group and his friends, which I don't really care because I rock with people based off of the content of their character and not the color of their skin. However, it played a game of telephone, and by the time it got back to black people, y'all thought that just because it had black in the title, that it was for you, and they were trying to get you to make sure that you were acknowledged and they were working on your behalf. And you had white women join in, and we all know, as soon as a bunch of liberal white women come into the picture, that it all gets hijacked, and then it becomes something completely different than what it was supposed to be. And then y'all embraced it, and by the time that it got back around, and I seen it catch fire on the internet, people were trying to shame you if you were a black person that didn't participate in the economic blackout. Meanwhile, John Schwartz was over there creating the People's Union. He scrambled to create this People's Union, and he created this new group that basically now is getting a GoFundMe. And I heard that as of the recording of this video, that it has over $70,000. Haven't y'all been misled enough? Ain't you tired? Don't you remember what happened with Black Lives Matters when it was a bunch of lesbian black women that had these liberal views and these Marxist mindsets that ultimately hijacked and took y'all money, and then eventually they bought a bunch of mansions over in California, and y'all still haven't held them accountable or acknowledged the fact that Candace Owens actually exposed them and you didn't even ask for your money back? Aren't you tired of being a sucker? Aren't you tired of being a pawn for somebody else's movement and you playing the game of telephone? You know, the Bible says in everything you do, you have to get understanding. We don't pray for understanding. We don't pray for wisdom. We just blindly follow. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of y'all followed the 93% of women over to the polls to vote for Kamala Harris. Aren't you silly? Aren't you tired of being sick and stupid? So easily misled. And y'all just went right along with it. Ain't even nothing gonna happen. And y'all not gonna come back and say, you know what, I was off, I was wrong, I didn't even know what I was talking about, I should have did some research.
Don't fuck about no beef, nigga. I'm about money. Unless the beef is translating into money, then what we talking about? We too grown to be talking about some beef. Beef? Beef? Ain't no such thing as beef no more. It's calculated moves to figure out how we can get more visibility for ourselves. But if we not working towards on no visibility, do your worst. I'm focused over here.
People call me especially a sellout, bro. Like it's ironic, bro, because if anybody's selling out, it's the ones that's attacking me, because y'all are selling the community out to remain standstill. If anything is outside of y'all's realm of thinking, if anything is outside of what you believe to be right, you demonize, you attack, and that cut your legs from up under you. You can't grow. But when you're able to have a conversation with someone that has an opposing perspective than you, a different perspective than you, bro, you begin to lift the ceiling off of, I call it the black struggle box. That's what I call it, bro. Once you break all that shit down and see how much we are all alike, regardless of skin tone, regardless of demographic, regardless of geographic location, man, it changes the whole fucking world, man. But that's not the case. That's not the case. We got to put race on everything. Even where race is technically holding anyone down, bro. Life is hard, man. People don't like hearing me say that, but I'm a realist at the end of the day. And you can only control what you can control, right? If I can't control it, then I'm not worried about it. The biggest thing holding black folks back is black folks. I don't care what white privilege you bring up or what systemic racism you can bring up, man. Don't nothing compare to how the black community holds the black community down by keeping themselves in this little black box, right? When all I'm saying is just have the conversation. So nobody asking you to change your mind, just asking you to listen, right? Not demonize, try not to be triggered. When somebody says black people do this, you get triggered by hearing black people do this, but black people do this. Black folks commit the most crime per capita, but people get triggered. What you mean? Why you talking? Why you bringing that up? It's just a fact. So can we talk about what's holding us back? Mo. What's holding us back? Mo. Systemic racism or toxic ass hip hop culture, the NBA young boys, or I don't even know. It's not systemic because there's nothing within the system that anybody else can do that I can't do. It's all about perspective and what you think is going on. But most of the time, it's you in your motherfucking way playing victim, thinking that people give a damn about what the hell you doing, about how you look, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's an egotistical type of perspective I have too. Everybody looking at me. At the end of the day, don't nobody give two fucks about you, bro. Right? The majority of people don't give two fucks about you. No one cares, bro. You may run into a handful throughout your life that are on some Karen shit or on some racist shit, really worried about what the fuck you doing. But the grand scheme of things, no one gives two fucks about what the hell you got going on. They think about what the fuck they got going on. They're worried about your fucking skin, what you about to do.
What good, Walter just got son humiliated and packed up on his own show in the most embarrassing way possible.
Fresh, I just don't like you. You're a I just don't like you.
And that was a reality check that he had coming for a long time. Because there are some things that Fresh and Fit hate. Black people
calling your dumbass as I'm working out, because you are. You're a stupid idiot. Fried chicken, watermelon with salt, running around with guns, doing dumb.
And especially black women.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders.
Now, with that said, the simple fact that Fresh and Fit kiss to white people as much as they do, but when white people are confronting him, he has nothing to say, and this is another example of that.
I didn't give you the pass, though.
You don't need a pass, nigga.
All right, let me.
You need one, man.
All right, so play some clips to kind of have a little context of what I'm trying to talk about. And those weren't the worst clips that, these guys could have spoke on. Yeah, I seen a lot of people. Shout out to Mr. Walker. What up, though, bro? I seen a lot of people agreeing with Anton Daniels. And even Stevie Knight wasn't making the worst points when he was talking. I think that where the line gets lost, where the plot gets lost at is a lot of these people hyper focus on a particular part of what they're talking about with black people. And I think that that's where the divisiveness comes from. And that's why you will get labeled a raccoon or get labeled as anti-black because you're demonizing an entire group. Anton Daniels was talking about DEI. He made some good points, but DEI benefits black men the least out of every demographic, benefits white women the most. You never really hear that part though, because when you hear people talk about DEI, they're always talking about, oh, if I see a black pilot, oh, black woman this, oh, black man not qualified. But white, you never hear them say, oh, if I see a white woman surgeon, I'm gonna be scared though. So that's where it will become racist talking point because you're using an excuse of DEI to say that black people are less qualified, even though there are more people in that group that are involved than just black people. With the Stevie Knight thing, he's talking about we holding each other down, but that's disingenuous because it's more than just us holding each other back. Do black people got problems and issues? Yes, but you hear a lot of people say context. Context matter when you talk about black people and black issues and that crab in the bucket type of mindset. There is more things at play than we just don't like each other and we just keeping each other broke and ghetto. And that be my issue with these type of guys. And then of course you'll see Myron and Walter. They just they gonna tap dance for coon coins as much as they can. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's a thin line between loving your people, criticizing your people, and wanting your people to be better, and just shitting on your people and and demonizing your people. You know what I mean? Like throwing your whole people away as if there isn't any good or salvageable qualities in our people. You know what I mean? We got a lot of things that go both ways. We got a lot of people in our community that is holding each other back. We got a lot of people in our community that's fighting to progress it. And I don't think that you have to fight to progress your people only by denigrating your people. We hear a lot about rap music. Oh, rap music is violent and it's keeping black people violent, but Mexicans more gangs in this country than black people. Mexicans have a giant homicide rate in Mexico. Never heard anybody blame Mexican violence on burritos or sombrero music. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear media be attached and associated with any other crime. There's a high rate of child predator behavior in the white community. What media source are you blaming that on? You know what I mean? There's a high rate of white serial killers. What media source is to blame that on? Is the music violent? Does it glorify things that we shouldn't glorify in the community? Yeah, but what form of music don't besides gospel? Have you ever heard country music? Have you ever heard the type of things that they talk about in country music? It's most music is the pride is created. Most music is created through pain, whether it was black, rock and roll, blues, jazz. Most of these music forms are created through pain and painful experiences. Most creativity comes from trauma. Most creators are associated with depression. What does black depression look like in America? What does it look like to be a black depressed man in America? Most men, not even just black, associate depression with financial circumstances. Most men face depression when their finances are not right. Most music in the black community is created from financial struggles. Yeah, there's context and nuance to that too. You got a whole lot of, degeneracy in it as well, but the core of it is just pain, struggle. See you, Tanya M says music is controlled by the higher ups. That's a whole nother that's a whole nother conversation about who's controlling, who's promoting music. Cause I love rap, I love hip hop. I don't listen to NBA Youngboy. I don't listen to gang bang music. I never listen to drill music. I never listen. The only person from Chicago I listen to is Kanye West. So it's a lot of music that you can listen to that is positive. Shout out to Media Man. Media Man always playing Larry June, Currency, Freddie Gibbs, good lifestyle rap. So it isn't, you can't just, even with that, that's such an easy excuse to say, oh, rap music and this, and you just pick small parts of the community and point your finger at it and don't provide the same type of context that you need when you playing the Charlie Kirk video. You know what I mean? You don't, you never equate. the same type of excuses on the black population committing crime as you do when you say, "Oh, this guy shot up a Walmart because he had mental health disorders." You never hear mental health disorders associated with black crime. You never hear anything associated with black crime that's used with other groups other than they're violent and they're gangbangers. Look at their music; they glorify the bull, and that's why I say it's a thin line between demonizing your people, actually caring about your people. Because if you care about your people, you're gonna uplift both sides. Because I could show 24 hours of black degeneracy, or I could show 24 hours of black greatness and black excellence. When you hyper focus and magnify the bad, that's not helping people do better. That's just helping people say, damn, our people are just so fucked up. Let me get away from them. And that isn't the case. It's not, you know, I was been doing my research on crime being down because the National Guard and ICE. I've been watching a lot of those videos today while I was watching Theo Coop stream. A lot of these black cities and black neighborhoods have been using resources for the community. I can attest to that being in Detroit. Can attest to that being in Detroit, that implementing community-based programs and resources for the youth impacts crime significantly. The new Black Mayor of Chicago, that was one of his biggest talking points when he was running. He's done it. He's implemented more resources. They seen crime going down. We do it here in Detroit. We implement resources and crime goes down. Because me and brother Jay was talking yesterday on my test stream. A lot of this youth crime comes from boredom and not having outlets and resources to guide them the right way. You know what I mean? There is not is we don't live in a utopia. There is bad streets you can walk down and get into some bull crap. There is a lane of, you know, if you 16, 17, 18 years old and all you know is violent and illegal ways to get money, you're gonna probably go down that road. But when you got the option to go into tech at a young age. You have the option to go into engineering at a young age. You have the option to go into trades, and there's actual people in your community pushing that. When you have parks that look welcoming and inviting to go play ball at, and they don't got crackheads and shit sleeping at the park, and it actually got lights on and it's not graffitied up. You have a better option, a better outlet to look at. I don't have to go build rims when I could go build computers. And, with that being said, I'm gonna drop the link for my bro to come up here. We see what y'all talking. Options and resources for sure. Jay, you said, where's the line between criticism and demonization? I believe that's gonna be our biggest. I'm looking for the link now. I believe that's gonna be our biggest point of conversation right there. You know, where is the line? Like, where is the line between demonizing your people and actually having solution based conversations for our people? Okay, we're dropping a link. Jay Tillman, if you want to pull up on me, see you in the chat. Black America, if you want to pull up on me as well, because I know you. We disagree on a lot of things. No, we agree on a lot of things and we disagree on a lot of things. Me and Jay seem to agree on a lot of ideology about this topic. We just disagree, I think, on surface level, minute issues when it comes to our people. think me and Jay agree on a lot more things, and I think me and Jay through the through this conversation will agree on a lot more. Salute to Raquel, smell the roses. I see you. What up, sis? Thanks for pulling up. Thanks for pulling up. In the link, let me try to do that now. Brother Jay, what's the
What's up? What's
deal?
up? I had to take a minute. I had to
Welcome
go find
in.
my tap dancing shoes, man.
Ah, ah, ah. Oh man. Did you like that part? I appreciate you sending me that I don't know how to pin the link all the way. I appreciate you sending me the intro
That
clip. If
intro,
y'all
yeah,
didn't
I
know,
made that
yeah.
last night, man.
Yeah.
I was doing my little studying, my little cat cut studying, and was like, man, let me try something with something I could actually use, man, and just try to work that stuff and put that. And I had some, I got music on standby at all times, so
Yeah, it
just
had a
tossed that
smooth vibe
together.
to it. Smooth vibe to it, bro. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna mix that in with the clips because I shout out to Chelsea in the chat. She showed me I could put media in this. So I'm like, yeah, bet it up. We gonna get some rocking. What up, Natural KRC? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all for pulling up. Definitely appreciate it. Hold on. Of course, Black had to pull up in here. I'm already knowing. Uh, I got the
Black,
Gooch oil today, Black. What up,
Black,
bro?
try not to get too wild, man.
No, this is just hello, gentlemen. It's good to see you again. Hello,
What up, my
everybody in the
brother?
chat. How's everybody doing today? Hope y'all done walked a mile or something. All right, let's get it.
What's good? But yeah, Jay, you made a good point, bro. You said, what's the line between demonizing and criticizing? And I think that, so I use an example. We both watch Medium Man. And yep, yep. We I see they talk about Medium Man in the chat. We both watched Medium Man, bro. I don't think anybody in their right mind will ever call Medium Man a raccoon. He shows content criticizing black people, black women, black men, but I think it's the way that he does it. And he also disproves myths about black people through statistics. And when you have the other side of the coin, that's what gives it balance. When you can just do more than just demonize, even if it's just black women or black men or the whole people in general, when you can understand the positivity and you can understand that there is a reason why a lot of the things are the way they are in our community, that adds a better scope to understanding our community instead of just trying to be away from our community. Because a lot of that is like fear-based mindset, scarcity mindset.
So I'm trying to look at it from different perspectives. So if you got a black centric content creator who only talks about black issues and gets on, he shares whatever black content, but he or she criticizes the black community. I can see how that's different than somebody who doesn't have black centric content who also criticizes the black community. I can see that there's this delineation between the two of those. And then I can see when somebody only puts out content, because like you said, don't only put out content, that disparages the black community. He points out facts and statistics, but he's not, and I'd have to say he's a primarily black based content
Yeah,
creator.
thanks.
So if he went to the other side, but if he start talking specifically about the other stuff, which he has done from time to time, we don't see those content creators. Like there's no other side of a for the other community. So we don't get to see the other, bad behavior that the other communities are doing unless the news media puts out, oh yeah, they're coming over in a caravan and yada yada yada. They put that stuff out there. But for us, because it's so in your face, it's easy to see us.
Yeah.
We our culture, we do a lot of extra stuff. So it's easy for them to pop us on the screen and be like, oh, look what they doing. Look what they doing. Especially when we doing it. So my thing is like, when I talk to my father and we talk about like, man, what's wrong with us? And it's not from, oh, I don't want to look bad for, to other people. It's us. I don't want to look bad to us. Like our elders, we've lost our elders now. Before it was like, hey, don't do that around, Big Mama and stuff like that or whatever like that. Not don't do that in front of those white people. No, it's like, no, respect your elders, respect your culture. And sometimes it's hard to look at us and be like, man, they just don't respect us as a culture. Everybody want to be us until it's time to be us. That's what everybody say.
Agree. I don't disagree with nothing you said. Let me shout out to Raquel, Smell the Roses, sent in a $10 cash app. Can't show it because I'm on my phone, but appreciate it, sis. My first donation. Shout out to you being the first person to donate and help me get less dusty while we try to build this ship. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate that, sis. You the truth. You already know it. I mean, actually, no.
You muted, Ty.
Yeah, let me play that drop one more time.
And I know I
Smell
tend
the
to
Roses.
rant, y'all, because my brain is going 1,000 miles a minute on different topics. So
we both yappers. So this.
where do you find that?
Appreciate you.
Where do you find that, man?
Look, Go Creek Creek can attest to this. My algorithm is wild, wicked on Instagram, bro. I sent you a lot of conspiracy theories and booty cheeks, but my freaking my algorithm is crazy, bro. I find the craziest videos.
I don't even
Yes,
be on IG
appreciate you.
that much, man. Every once in a while, I'll go on to there and I'll be like, oh man, he done sent me a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's the only social media I really be on is IG. Jessica M. Yeah, that's why I like dude. I got a bunch of his video clips because his beats are fire. That's gonna be a revolving dude over here. Yo, bitch, call me Myron. My name is Ty Pro, but yo, bitch, call me Myron. That got funny. But yeah, man. So I like what you said. We don't really respect each other. We don't have like the grandmas and the granddads because like my grandpa, right? He used to be a real big on that. My dad too. My dad was really clean cut. You know, he used to always some of the first lessons my dad taught me was keep a watch, keep a wallet, keep a belt, keep a haircut, things like that, right? Just be, respectable when you walk outside the door.
Yeah, and it's not for other communities. It's for
Yeah.
yourself.
So
What
I get
happened?
that.
What happened to that lesson?
I think that is still I think that it still exists, but these kids when I was younger, I didn't want to those lessons didn't resonate for me until I got older. Once I
It,
started
it,
getting in
it's,
my
it still
20s.
doesn't. You have a Jesus beard. It's not resonating.
you yeah,
So I'm your dad's age, right? And once
yes.
again, I guess I'm coming in as the antagonist on this stream. I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna keep it PG and calm, but I'm gonna be a little bit more antagonistic. I'm just telling you, as a black man, and I'm like I would be like your dad or like your uncle, right? I do have kids your age, though, right? You 36.
Yeah, I'm
So I, you know,
35. Yep.
I started. Yeah, so I started having kids when I was a teenager. I'll be Jay uncle. Yeah, you got this Jesus beard. You got the long hair. Like I wouldn't hire you to cut my grass because you don't look the part of a black man who is doing something with himself. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, Unfortunately, and I know you are. Like you doing your damn thing. I love it. But unfortunately, we don't accept as, I'm not accepting tattoos on the faces and up and down the arms.
So
And
let
I
me.
agree. Go ahead.
All right. So I must say I'm gonna attribute everything you're saying to a generational thing, bro. Got tattoos. I got long hair. I'll be 10 years locked soon. I've been had tattoos since I was in high school. Pops hated that for sure. Yeah, I rocked a beard, and I did. Of course, before truck driving, I was supervisor for warehouse, a few different warehouses. And I think it's a generational thing because a lot of the people, when I was a supervisor, I had peers that was a little older than me, that other white folks that were supervisors. Tatted up white dudes, mohawks, skull tattoos. They may have been a few years older than me, and they my boss. You know what I'm saying? They between me and the owner, certain companies. So I attribute a lot of that to generational. When you understand it though, because I heard my father speak to it so much, but at my age, 35, got supervisors that look the same with the tats that's 40, 45. We are hiring people because we understand that more. So if you 20 years old, face tats, I don't agree with face tats. But I have my neck tatted eventually. I'll probably be getting a hand tattoo in a couple months. When we're the ones that's doing the hiring, it just kind of changes because it is a generational thing. I wouldn't hire a motherfucker with a jerry curl,
Okay.
but y'all was running
Okay.
around with jerry
So
curls and blouses
so
and
so so that's
you
so
know,
that's the problem, right, Ty? Like I love what you're saying. That it's a generational thing. My daughter tried to pull the same shit too, right? But this is the problem. Even though it's a generational thing, we are still not the ones with that own these companies. And this country is already set. We will never be the ones that own these warehouses and companies. So we will never be the ones that are being hired. You're in the warehouse. That's that's a nothing job. You're in the factory. That's a nothing job. You're not actually dealing with people. You won't actually be able to promote and or move up in the company. You will never go anywhere and see a CEO with unless it's like Rob Dietrich or whatever that stupid shit is, like one of those crazy ass white boys. Uh, you never see any kind of tattoos or anything. That's because everything is already set in the country. When somebody does give up the company in this country, it goes to another company or it goes to their kids or they get sold to another white person. It uh Robert Smith. We all know who Robert Smith is. If you don't, he was Robert Smith, Bob Johnson. Those are our black billionaire class, right? Those are our Elon Musk. You're not going to find those men with tattoos and stuff like that. And then you, those men aren't going to have an audience with anybody with those things. You see what I mean? So it's not going to transfer over. And that is the problem. It doesn't matter generation. It's just not, it just doesn't have curve appeal. So that's the thing. First impressions and curve appeal.
I get what you're saying. I do. And like I said, bro, I think, on that particular topic, I can't I can't help but chalk that up to generational. Just it's just a generational detachment because we just do stuff differently and still get those same results. You know what I mean? These nurses, these like it depends on the type of profession you're going after as well. And that's if you want to be a lawyer or a judge, of course don't you're gonna have to be clean cut. You're going to have to be a certain way. And Kevin Samuels used to speak on this a lot. He used to always talk about cutting your hair, Never agreed with him with that, of course, because I'm biased. I got hair, so and I got what he was trying to say though. But I also was like, I'm never going to be looking to get in the spaces that Kevin Samuels was in. I've never been a corporate guy. I wasn't trying to be a corporate guy. So for me to cut my hair and worry about tattoos, it just wasn't a thing for me. But speaking to the respect and having respect for your people, I don't think that you can still you don't have to be in a suit and tie or casually dressed. You can wear streetwear, you could be street adjacent, hood adjacent, still be a respectable person, and still look good, and still
Wait a minute,
have
wait a
respect for
minute.
yourself. You know what I'm saying?
You said so. Have you ever went to a job interview in street apparel?
Of course not. But that's again, it depends on what it's nuanced everything. You're not going, you know what I'm saying? You don't go on an interview in a tuxedo either. You know what I mean? You dress appropriately for the situation. I'm not gonna go to a wedding in street apparel, but I'm not gonna go to the movies in a suit. So it depends on where we going and what we doing. Of course, we always gotta keep that in mind. But I'm a street apparel dude. I wear street apparel. I wear casual clothes. Never, probably never gonna see me in a suit, even if it's a suit situation. I'm gonna be, suit jacket and trousers, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on, like I said, I think it's generational and it depends on where you're trying to go. But you don't have to, that does not have to define what it looks like to be respectful. That doesn't have to, you don't have to adhere to this certain dress code and certain aesthetic to be respected or respectful. It's really an attitude and a demeanor thing.
I, I think that's a bad message, and
Because we
I,
we
I,
don't we
I
don't
think
put
it's a
that
I
on
think it's a
everybody
bad
else.
message.
We don't
Yeah,
really put
but
that.
yeah, but we are not dealing just with us. We are 13% of the population. We, as black people, are not dealing just with us. Me and my business partner went to meet with another company when we were getting one of the trucking contracts, and you know, we pulled up in his G wagon, and the rednecks hated that, bro, because they're cowboys. You know, they pulled up in their trucks. They know we pulled
Hmm.
up in a $180,000 Jeep. They don't like that. And so one of the guys, one of the big oil guys, he pulled me to the side. He said, "Hey, young man," he said, "I like what you guys present." He said, "Never pull up in something like that. Don't ever pull up in a flashy car like that. We know about these cars. We might have these cars, but when you go to meet other men, you come in a correct form. Just like you're saying, set and set. And when we go out and go to places, yeah, we're not going to go to uh, church in a tuxedo, but you are going to go in your Sunday best. You
Not
are going to
anymore.
present. Well, I mean, you know what I
They
mean?
booty
Hey,
short.
go. Yeah, well, I don't know about no booty shorts. I need to hit that church. Where's the booty short church
Yeah,
at
I'm
today?
definitely trying to sign up.
What's her name? She just went in with some mini skirt or something. They was talking about it the other day.
My
One of the
God,
guys.
I gotta
Not
love Jesus.
just was it just B Simone? Was it B Simone? Something like that.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, well, she's trying to thirst trap. You know, when women get broke, they got to get sexy when they broke. You know, you gotta have all the eyes on you when you're broke. But my thing though is Jay and Ty. I understand what you're saying, and I really like Jay's question. And I don't think we browbeat the people who are doing the bad things. I don't think we browbeat them. I think we need to shame them into oblivion so that because we no longer have and we don't have a community because everybody can do what they want to do. So how do you stop people from doing a bad behavior? You have to admonish and pointing things out that people are doing that's bad. Is that is how you change and or correct the behavior. You got kids. You never let your kids just keep writing with crayons on the wall. You spank their hands and tell them, no, no, don't do that. You know what I mean? It's a difference
Okay.
between correcting somebody and beating the shit out of them. But go ahead.
And and with that point, no, I would never let my kid. My son used to have a problem with that, writing on the wall. But I cannot be as mad as my son for drawing on the wall if I'm never giving him paper or supplies to use, and he just picking up a crayon and doing whatever he can. That's a different conversation. If I'm providing, I'm going to correct him, and I'm going to also give him resources to have an outlet for that energy. Look, you don't draw on this wall, you draw on these construction papers. Here's a coloring book. Here's a whole bunch of coloring books. Sit them down. This is how you draw. This is where you draw it. We don't draw on the wall. That's why you got your little ass beat. And here is the solution. Coloring books, construction paper, do it like that. And that's the nuance that I'm talking about. If I just show if I just whoop his ass all the time without any type of resources to transmute that energy that he clearly is wanting to draw, I'm not solving the problem. You feel me? I'm probably creating another problem, and that's just a metaphor for what I mean with this whole space. You know, you show. Yes, shame works. Shame. Shout out to MTR always doing the shame. Shame, we should bring back shame. We should hold a mirror up as well, but we have to hold the solutions up. We have to have an outlet and a resource for the alternative. We can't just say that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, and leave it alone. What is where is that person going to go when they stop doing that behavior? We have to give them what the good behavior looks like. And in these spaces, it's important to be able to show examples of what them good behaviors look like as well. If you want to show a bunch of black women doing degenerate shit all day, there is no solution to that unless you can show a bunch of black women that those women that's being degenerate can aspire to be. Now, if you
Oh,
show
okay, so can
That's
you
a
stop
hard one
right
right
there?
there.
Yeah. Can you stop right there?
oh shit.
This is my thing to that. Women that are wives, I only see one or two beautiful, like decent looking wives on the internet, right? It's only a couple. Tabitha Brown is ugly. Like nobody is rushing to marry fucking Tabitha Brown. Nobody is rushing to marry Viola Davis. These women,
What's wrong with Viola
no,
Davis?
no.
Black got beef with Viola Davis. Oh my gosh, she catch so many
I just,
strays.
I don't like that woman. I don't like none of that shit, bro. Anyway,
Just because she can
so
look rough in the joint, don't mean that's a
the broad has looked.
she got an aura to her,
It's
man.
not look rough. She is a ruffian. You can see her in every movie. She looked rough.
Nah, but
She's
when you
not
see her stepping
an
out, man, when you
appealing
see her
woman.
stepping out, she's good to go.
Okay, I'm
We
not.
we all we all we all know Black America don't like dark skin. He get a little bit
Yeah, he a
colorist, y'all.
colorist. He a colorist for
Just a
sure.
I
caveat
like.
to the
What are you talking
conversation, so
about?
everybody knows a little bit. Black America does
That's
not
not
like.
true. I I told you Serena
And
Williams.
I was
I
just about
told
to
you
say it. Unless she got a
Serena Williams
fat
is my
ass.
favorite one.
The
Hey,
Unless
old
when
she
I
got a
seen
Serena,
her,
super ass.
the old
when I
Serena.
seen her dancing at Drake house, I was heartbroken. I was like, oh, I gotta go marry somebody else now.
Not
She
the new
over here,
Serena.
this nigga Drake.
Can I
I love Serena.
can I take a sec to
But
step back in the conversation when I came back in, just talking about the attire?
Yeah,
okay, go
for
ahead.
Like
sure.
I think as human beings, man, we seem to forget that evolution has taught us certain things in recognizing patterns and trends, and subconsciously we do it all the time, even though we might not have a negative connotation to something, or we might not openly not like something. In the back of our mind, it's going through our mind. So if you a lady and there's a guy behind you and he's got his hood up, You don't know if that guy is a lawyer just out getting his run in before he's going in for, you know, a court case or something like that. Or you don't know if this dude is going to snatch a purse or snatch something else from you. In the back of you recognize a pattern. Why is this person hiding their face? If I'm a black dude, if I go into a neighborhood that I don't know and I see a whole bunch of black dudes congregating together, just laughing, joking, I don't know if they're going to press me like, yo, where you from? You from here? Or what's if I'm gonna walk past, so they're gonna be like, what's up, brother? I don't know which one is gonna happen. It's subconscious. That's for me to protect myself. If I see a white dude with a whole bunch of tattoos and a bald head, I don't know if this dude is a prep chef at a restaurant who likes to look edgy, or he smell like patchouli or something like that. Or I don't know if this dude has been locked up and, you know, has a thing, he hates black people. So we recognize patterns. The way people dress says a lot about them, man. That's our expression. Ty, your hair, the way you carry yourself is an expression of your personality to a certain extent. When, you know, and people don't know what's behind what they see until they actually get to know you. If we see Black America, we be like, man, this dude don't know what he talking about. Look at this dude come up on his loud bike riding up here. And he get out and start, you know, and then school a whole group of young cats for like a half an hour. And they'll be like, oh man, I ain't think that dude was gonna have all that in him. You know, so we got to the younger generation, our community has to be aware of what we give off as a people, man. And if you wearing poo shiesty masks, like I think you said it the other day, like that's the attire that they wear. They want to be cool, but they don't know what comes with that. You're going to get roped into a whole bunch of stuff you don't want to be a part of if you present a certain way. Now, imagine if I'm the one kid who got a polo on, not to say that this is not going to happen. I'm the one kid, got a polo on, got my shirt tucked in, belt, slacks. I got some Eastlands on. They may be less inclined to approach me and ask me questions versus if I was dressed another certain way. Not saying that that's right, but it's the world we live in. So that's something you got to be aware of, the conscious. Like the ladies. If you like Dave Chappelle said, if you dress like a
yeah, I agree.
Why
with
would I
everything
think you a
said,
good
bro.
girl if every time I see you, I see cheeks and yams and you telling me you want me to respect you? How can I say that?
I agree with everything you said. For the far as the poo shiesty thing, bro. When I was young, we did dumb shit. You know, I dressed dumb. I dressed with the times. And I dressed like the other people in my age did, and I didn't understand anything that you just expressed. Even though my father used to express it to me, until I got older. I got 17, 18, started looking for jobs, started assimilating into the actual real world. It started to click. If you're walking around at 23 years old with a poo shiesty, you have a problem. And I'm gonna even be real. When I walk around and I see a dude in a hoodie and a sweatsuit with a book bag on and it's 85 degrees, yeah, I'm gonna be watching him a little close. And we do that, like you said, we do that with people. I think Raquel and Chelsea both just said it in the chat. If I see a white dude looking like, you know, I got to look in my head for white dudes that'll shoot up a Walmart. I got to look in my head for white child preds. You know, they got the big mustache with no other facial hair. I got a certain look associated with the meth heads, with the trailer park, with black people that, you know, I could tell is clean cut, and with black people that I could tell is probably cut from that way. So yes, we associate, you know, how we dress with what we assume that person might be on. And a lot of times them assumptions are wrong. You know what I mean? Even, you know, Jay,
yeah, they could
not
be.
yeah, not 90% of the time you see a bunch of black
Not
people.
not 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 assuming that they are wrong 100% of the time. Don't do that because
Right.
nothing's
No,
ever
no,
100%.
no,
But
we not
but
no,
most of the
not
time, I'm a gangbanger. I know what a gangbanger looks like. You can't tell me like you guys are civilians. I was born and raised in gang culture, a gang family, 13 aunts and uncles on both sides. Mom had 13 brothers and sisters. Dad had 13 brothers and sisters. Gang banging, prison, drug dealing, all of them. I know what that looks like. And when the look is everything, and when you do try to assimilate, it's just like you trying to assimilate. It's too late. You got a tattoo. You know, you going somewhere. Wait a minute, hold on. That look doesn't look right. People know what things look. So
It takes a
don't get it
very
twisted.
niche, Black. You got to be in a very niche category to take that into something else. You got like a performer or something. You know, you can't
Yeah,
just be a regular person looking like that, presenting that
entertainment.
way.
Yeah, basketball player, or even when they used to crack down on the basketball players and how they dressed on the sidelines, and rappers. A lot of these dudes get the rapper aesthetic young because they want to be entertainers or streamers now. Now it's the streamer thing. Everybody, they don't care how they look because they become their own,
Yeah,
boss or
your own
billionaire.
entity. Yeah.
So I get that, but so I want to make it clear of this is my thing. I don't think that it needs to be a Caucasian based formula for what black people should be. We don't have to all walk around with haircut, waves, no tattoos, collar shirt, especially if you're not trying to assimilate in a Caucasian dominated or a corporate, I'd rather say a corporate world. So I give some slack and some grace to that. But far as the aesthetic of, we don't really have gang banging out here in Detroit like that. There are gangs, but even the gangs that's out here function differently than gangs that function in California or the West Coast or New York. The gangs, everything out here is like neighborhood groups,
Neighborhood based,
cliques, and
just like
drug.
Buffalo.
Yeah. It's all neighborhood based, and with that, yeah,
The
if you're not
stupidest
from
thing ever.
around if you're not from around, people don't know you, we gonna see, who are you? But for the most part,
See?
is not. But that was a young person thing, though.
Right.
If
It's
you're
it's
not,
it's the same thing. It's the
if
same
you,
thing.
but if you're 16, 17, 16 to 17 year olds gonna press you. If you're an adult, it's none of that around here like that. Like if I'm 35 years old and I pull up to a block to see a chick and there's a whole bunch of dudes outside.
That's
Only the
absolutely
kids
not
do
true.
that shit. That
Yeah, I
I'm
That's
don't
just
know
not
speaking
about
for
that
my
one, Ty.
neighborhood. I'm just
that's
I'm
absolutely not
just
true.
I'm
Hey,
just
oh
speaking
Ninja,
for
where you
the
going?
I'm just speaking for the neighborhood. I have never heard that in my life. I have been the youngin, or I've been my age, or in the last 5 years on a porch with my cousins and shit, kicking the shit. People from neighborhood walk up. We all now we like 10, 12 deep, red cups. We outside chilling. Nobody in this. It might be some street dudes in this mix. Nobody is. Are we gonna be looking? Yes. If we see a car or people we don't know, we looking to see what's going on because that's a safety thing when you in a neighborhood. You gotta be aware. But a lot of stuff in Detroit, if you're not an active criminal, you don't have anything to worry about. No matter where you at. The only thing you gotta worry about is getting carjacked or robbed in the middle of the night. If you're not an
Oh
active
man,
criminal,
hold on. Now, I'm glad I got my face blocked out today. I have did I have done what I did from here to Clarksville, Tennessee, right? For years. That's what I did. That's why I went to prison for interstate trafficking, right? I and Detroit is the only place I have ever been robbed. In all my years of doing it, Nick, you can't tell me all the way from Flint to everywhere I've done crawled down every alley of that joint. That it is exactly like that. It is exactly like that. And
what
then you, you go and have to sit down for a few years, right? You know, if in my case, go sit down for a few years, come back to the neighborhood, you sitting out on the stoop. And I got little niggas questioning me. Hey, who are you? Nigga, if you don't go get your daddy before, because your daddy know that I will beat you to death out here. Like, so that is absolute. And I hear what you're saying, that some people from where you're at, that's not how it is. But I don't know what kind of gangbangers that you guys have, but I'm telling you, Detroit is the only place I've ever been robbed. and had to
What?
actually call somebody to come get a nigga.
All right. I got a preference what I said with that. But what was you doing, or what neighborhood, if you can
Oh,
remember, if
now
you don't
you
mind me
victim
asking?
blaming.
No, no, no. I just want to. I'm just curious. I'm just actually curious to know, because it'll make a lot of sense if he tell me where and what he was doing. Like I'm like, oh yeah, those niggas will get you over there for sure.
Was your belt clockwise or counterclockwise? Was your socks
Cause
rolled
look,
up or rolled
I've
down?
only I've only been robbed one time. I got
What color
carjacked.
was your shoelaces?
I got carjacked one time. It was the one time I ever got robbed or any type of violence like that wasn't like a fight or some type of shit ever happened to me. I got carjacked. I was in the fucking hood, but I lived the
Damn, Aaron.
one of the richest neighborhoods in Detroit. I was like 3 blocks away from in one of the poorest neighborhoods in Detroit. I got carjacked. I just put my 15s in the trunk of my Monte Carlo. I got shot at and everything. I got fully stressed out. Nigga ran up on me. I was running. Couldn't really keep running because it wasn't too many places to run. And he busted shots at me. I wound up throwing my wallet and my phone out into the bushes before he caught up on me. But fully stressed out. But I shouldn't have been. It's like
And
2 in the
you were
morning.
trying to say, and
No.
Ty,
I'm not gonna let you do
this
that
is
to
bad.
yourself, bruh.
This is bad, Ty, because you are clearly saying that niggas like that should be. Uh, I believe in hangings, right? I think we should institute public public beatings and hangings. Maybe that
What?
will protect. Oh yeah, nigga, if
Hell
you ever
Charlie
no.
Kirk. I am
listen,
Charlie Kirk. I am 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 Charlie Kirk.
I'm Charlie Kirk too, nigga. Just call me Chuck K.
That was a good drop.
Hell
hey,
no, you can't be hanging nobody out here, boy. That's
hey,
crazy.
hey,
Oh
how
man.
how do you stop people from? I'm Ty. My brother got killed when I was 16, right?
Okay, sorry to hear that. Yep.
He took three to the belly. 10 days, 10 days after his 21st birthday. Okay, changed my whole life. I'm gonna tell you from the time I was well, it was 15. It was right before my 16th birthday. So from the time that happened until the time I went to prison, Ty, I rolled around with a gun on my dashboard and a gun in my passenger seat. Okay. You think because I said, well, he died 10 days after his birthday, I'm gonna be dead before my 21st birthday. Things like that, they are, the PTSDs and they are dramatic and stuff like that. Bro, people like that, something needs to happen to them publicly so that it lets people know, oh, I might not need to do this. It needs to be harsh. It needs to be severe. It needs to be seen by all because nobody sees what happens goes on behind the prison walls. But if something happens with the George Floyd, something like that, when people see things happen, that is what actually educates people. Monkey see, monkey do. You know not to monkey around with different shit once you start seeing things happen. That is the only. My dad used to have a saying before he passed away. He said, "Nothing changes until somebody dies." That
Okay,
is the
so
only time things change.
I agree with your sentiment about it, but you said something that is a big thing that I think a lot of people do not understand, and I spoke to it a little bit when I was kind of just giving my yapping when I started the live. The trauma, the PTSD from growing up in these neighborhoods and these impoverished neighborhoods, because it's not a black problem, it's a poverty problem. Any impoverished neighborhoods and any communities outside of America have these same issues, and we do got to deal with that trauma, and we can pass trauma along to the next generation, and that's what we've been doing a lot. Derek Gaines, what up, bro? I think your mic on too. What's the deal? We got to
I
address.
was just go ahead, brother.
We
My fault.
you straight. We got to address the trauma because it addressing the trauma before we keep spreading that will help how we communicate and be able to get through to each other in these neighborhoods, because that's unfortunate that you went through that. Your brother lost his life. I lost some of my favorite cousins to gun violence. I got homies I went to high school with that was put in wheelchairs in high school that's still in wheelchairs now. You know, it's a thing. It is a thing. I would never get up here and be like, oh, I just grew up in safe as Detroit. Like, no, it's a thing, but it's a thing that is
Then
not.
how can you say it pointing out this bad behavior, this irreprehensible behavior that people are cooning, like to kind of focus us back onto the subject. How can you say that pointing out this bad behavior that people are doing is cooning, bro? When you've seen this shit firsthand.
Because I seen it firsthand, and every instance that I seen, whatever I seen in the neighborhoods, violence, drugs, criminality, in these same neighborhoods, I seen things that are on the other side of that. And I understand that, knowing, like, my cousin is a habitual felon. He just got locked up probably for the 10th time in his life 2 months ago, back to the feds, 2 years. I know that if he had seen other ways and routes about getting to life, I've been trying to get him into trades, but he's just been doing this since we was in high school. He caught his first case. I remember that. He actually ran from his school to my school from the police. I understand that if he had knew better, he would have did better. And that'd be my point. If we showing the degeneracy, we have to take responsibility to show solutions and show resolutions for these type of activities. And we have to show that this
I
is
just
a
wanted to ask you a
magnified,
question.
it is a
Can you make
magnified
a
minority.
can you make a hoe a house?
uh Shit, bro. It depends on the dude that's trying to do it. But you
No,
don't have
no,
to.
No,
no,
I know what he's
no.
saying, but I got this. I got this one, Black.
Thank
So
you.
what I think what Black is trying to say is some people there's nothing you can do to get them to change.
Unredeemable. Right.
No matter how much opportunity you give them, chances. I mean, you said he a multi felon,
Habitual
whatever.
felon,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
Yep.
mutual felon. Like, what can you do? Some people
Uh
get some stuff ingrained in them. Like we there's archetypes of people, man. There's always going to be drug addicts. There's always going to be a highly motivated people like Goggins. It's gonna be clowns. It's gonna be serious people. People got archetypes of the type of person that they are. Once it's set in them, very few people change the type of person that we are. Some people, you might have been a criminal, but you might have always in your mind always been thinking about what else is there. So you're more inclined to change that mindset than somebody say, "Hey man, this is how it is. This is how it is. These is the streets. This is how they're gonna be." But then
yeah, but
if you
see,
think that, then you're
that's
not
the
gonna help
gun
no
line.
change. So what do we do with those people?
That's the gun line right there, though. Once it
You
becomes
get them. You get
into
them while they're young.
that's a fact.
You got to get these kids while they're young. I can only talk about my story. You got to get them while they're young. I didn't have a father. My mom was a single mom, working late hours. On my mother's side, I had my grandmother. On my father's side, I had three generations of grandmothers. So I had his mom, and her mom. Altogether, I had four generations of grandmothers. No men. I had uncles, they out doing their own thing. I heard you comment about Eastlands. Whoever said that, I haven't seen Eastlands in years. Um, and patchouli. I used to wear patchouli, believe it or not.
I believe
You
it.
gotta get them when they're young. You gotta get them when they're young. I grew up in impoverished. I grew up in the hood. I don't sound like it. I don't walk like it. I don't talk like it.
But wait,
I
time.
wanted
I'm gonna cut in
something.
real quick. The legend. That
Yes, sir.
statement you just said, that should be a non-statement.
Which one?
I don't
I don't.
talk like I grew up in the hood.
Yeah, man, you have no
Because I
idea
grew up in the
how
hood
many
too, and
Thanks
I
for
times.
still
catching.
talk the way
Thank,
I
thanks
still
for
talk the
catching
way I
that, Jay.
talk.
Thanks for catching. That's it.
That's
I,
like
I was just
that's
out.
a
My grandmother
social
always.
conditioning for us, man, that we gotta break. That I don't
My
sound like I
grandmother.
grew up in the hood.
She
Let
always
me
told me if you cuss a lot, you have a small way of expressing yourself. So I was smart for my age. I was curious. People know my story. I taught myself how to
So
play
in other words,
chess.
you
Read it.
so in other words, you were a nerd.
Yes,
Were you
still
a
am.
nerd? Oh, okay. So you don't count. You don't.
Hey, let me
How do
So
I
you
not
was
count?
let,
you because you was a nerd. You was a mama's boy. You didn't get to jump
No,
off
no,
the
no, 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 no,
porch.
no, 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 no. I was not a mother's boy. See, you taking the tone in my voice and the vocabulary that I'm using for being as a mother's
I
boy.
am not.
Let me let me
I am
let
not.
me let me introduce you to my mom. My mom was physically and mentally abusive. What I mean by that, I did something that I shouldn't have done, and she tied me to the bunk bed and she whooped me until I bled. I had to go to school the next day. They saw the blood, pulled me into the office, pulled down my pants, asked me who done it. I told them. They sent the people to my mom's house. She slammed the door on their face. I knew then, at 10 years old, there was no hope for me. I ran away twice. Second time I ran away. I took my brother with me because I didn't want her treating my brother like she did me. Okay. By the time I was a teenager, I dropped out of high school. But if it wasn't for my grandmother on my mother's side, she showed me love. She told me what I can be. She told me that. And when she found out that I ran away, she said to me, next time you run away, call me and I'll give you a bus ticket. Thank you. I said, okay, mama. I always called her mama. There was a rift between my mother and my grandmother. Now, my mother separated me from my father's family. I didn't get to know him until I was 17. By the time then, I had in my mind what I was already going to be. But then I started to think I was angry all the time. I blew up all the time, punched holes in the wall, broke my own front, had an anger problem because how I was raised. Then I had my little girl. I had on my own, and I'm not tooting my horn because I know a lot of men suffer in silence. They really do. I had to break the chain. I had to sit down and think about where I was going. Two places, either in jail or the grave. I knew the dope dealers. I knew the dope game. I don't talk about this. I tell people I tell people just because I don't talk about it doesn't mean I haven't done it. I did it, done it, own it. It wasn't for
Let me
me.
let me just before y'all kind of go into and salute Derek because I know you've been through a lot, bro. So I do appreciate you
Yes, sir.
sharing your personal story, and that's a lot of different stories, and that goes into the nuance of the different type of people. But with I do want to touch on what you started to say, and what Jay Tillman was saying, and what Black was saying. When you look at the whole group and the whole we lost Black. I don't know if you coming back up, Black. I'll bring you back up, bro. Uh, when it comes to the people in the whole, like my cousin, I use my cousin as an example. If my cousin would have listened to me and Natural KRC spoke to this, that it's up to people individually to change, but the opportunity for redemption is always there. If my cousin, being a habitual felon, would have listened to me, took his ass down to get a trade, he wouldn't be in jail right now. So that's on him. You know, he's a grown man. He's older than me, so he got to make better decisions. But I'm a die on this hill that the more resources and opportunities that our people have, the more chances for a different route that they have, and there's always a redeeming quality in all of us, and we got to be able to hold that up with the mirror. Hey, look, you fucking up. This is fucked up. But here's also a way to redeem yourself and become better. I had to redeem myself and become better. I was always about making money. I wasn't always about working a job. You feel me? I wasn't always a truck driver or a warehouse worker. I wasn't always working a
Hmm.
job to make resources and do what I thought I needed to do. But we all have a point. I think that it's a critical time, teenage to early 20s, where, like Derek was saying, you do got to get them because that is where the redemption lies.
You gotta get before
And
that,
if we gonna
Yeah.
demonize rap music for
way before
being
that.
violent and this and that, just regurgitating and showing these people what they doing fucked up, we do gotta show them like, hey, you don't gotta be in a pool shiesty and being a criminal. You can come and be something better. You can do better. But everybody making
Let's.
great points. Everybody kind of uh
Oh
Ty,
yeah,
how
you
do we
brothers are
combat
rocking.
that though, bro?
it's such a nuanced conversation because yes, showing that mirror is shaming bad behavior is always a good way to show somebody what they doing fucked up. I'm just an advocate on also showing there is an opportunity and a way to be better and change that road. You got to get them off that road, but you also got to show them the other roads that they need to go down.
It's an
I think
uphill
that's my
battle,
ultimate
Ty.
point about it. Look, you was about to speak to that, Jay.
It's an uphill battle, man, because we're
You
at a
muted, brother.
generation where we can look back and say, and we can look back and be like, yo, this is going to happen to you if you continue down this path. And they be
Yes,
looking at
Hmm.
us
natural
like you don't.
KRC. I do feel like it starts at home. Both parents being in the home is an important. You still muted, Jay. I don't know if you knew. You still muted. Let me bring Black America back up.
Was I
It
muted?
starts in the home. I know everybody in this space talk a lot
Can
about.
you hear me?
You not muted. I don't know why I can't hear you. Maybe that's me. So I'm gonna just say this, and then I'm gonna try to fix my audio. It starts in the home. Uh, yeah, that's my audio. Let me mute myself, and I'm gonna fix it. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Well, yeah. Oh, well, dang. What I was saying. No, we can't combat that, man. No matter what we say to them, even though we have like the future hindsight of what they're going to get into, we could tell them this is the path you're going down. If they see all these guys, these influencers and stuff like this stuff, doing the pranks, doing all this stuff online and making money and getting attention for doing it, it's hard to combat that, man. This is like the worst time to do that in history. Because we had what, like Yo MTV Raps, BET to look at to see that stuff, and then we saw it in our community. These kids, they can go to
Hmm.
anything, any resource and look and see this stuff happen and watch people make money off of doing the stuff that we telling them not to do.
We got to tell them it comes with a price.
We tell them
Everything
that
comes
it
with a
don't
price.
matter. We tell them that it does not matter, man. It don't matter. We could tell them till
Well,
our eyes bleed, man. It's not going to change the fact that they can
I
see a kid that's their age
mhm.
or just a little bit older or younger than them doing the exact thing we telling them not to do, because we know what's going to happen from doing that. And they see that and they want to do it, or they want to pretend to do it. They want to look like they do it, even if they don't do it. Just like telling these girls, when like, don't get on these sites and put yourself out there in that way and get that kind of exposure.
Mhm.
There's ain't no taking
So,
that back.
so a good thing that I
I
see
totally agree.
is streaming.
See a
Everybody
little
want
bit
to
of
be a
money.
streamer. And we criticize a lot of the youth, like, oh, y'all don't want to get a job, y'all want to be a streamer. But that's a very big point. They see people doing something that's making them money and giving them the freedom to live a life that they can see and they'll want for themselves. So now all these kids want to be streamers. That's the type of thing I mean when showcasing results and solutions. It don't always got to be a streamer, but if more black truck drivers, black engineers, black people in STEM, black corporate leaders are shown, that will help show there is other ways instead of just showing people doing bad. And that's why I have
Well,
a problem.
it
Go ahead.
requires a discipline. The brother who was that Jay that was talking, I can't see the screen while I'm driving.
Yeah.
Um, it requires discipline, self discipline. You know, yeah, you see all these guys out here streaming, making money. Some are successful, some not, but
Most
everybody
aren't.
seems to want to do it. Most aren't successful. You're right, but it comes with discipline. Only thing I can speak of the stuff that I try to protect my daughter from. She's 15. You know, she's going through that. I'm a kid. I want to be a woman stage. You know, or a grown up. But even being in a grown up, it takes discipline. Yeah, for me, if you're gonna tell a child not to do something, then you shouldn't be doing what you tell the child not to do. If you tell your child you shouldn't talk like that, you shouldn't speak like that, and they hear you talking the same talk that you telling them not to do, children ain't stupid. They're sponges. They're gonna soak up whatever's around them. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But hopefully, the things that, like I said, I don't only speak for me. The things that I'm instilling in my daughter, when she gets out on her own, she'll be able to make the right choices. I tell her, just because a dude tell you he love you doesn't mean he loves you. You know, and that's the game. The game never changes. The players do, but the game is the same. Same game that they ran when I was a kid. It's the same game they running now. Fast money, easy money. Back then it was numbers. You know, back then it was running. You know, the street pharmacy. Now the government is taking the street pharmacy away, so to speak. And so now everybody wants to stream. It's supposed to be like, I can make money, I can do this, I can do that. It's not as easy.
All you gotta do is
Even
point the camera at
streamers,
yourself and do something stupid.
right?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
even streamers, even you guys, Typro, Jay Tillman, especially Jay Tillman, you know, with his music, that takes discipline. Cree when she do a live, that's discipline. She can't. I mean, I'm sure she can just turn on the camera and talk a bunch of crap, but she runs her show. You run your show. Jay Tillman. What I'm saying, it takes discipline, no matter what you do. And these kids, they don't have it. That's the problem. I don't. I can't speak for somebody else's child. I can only speak for mine. I can only correct
I can
her.
speak for my kids, and I can tell you right
Can
now, they ain't doing nothing like that. No, anything that
Right.
takes
can
anytime you're
you hear
gonna
me?
have failure, they're
Yeah, we
not
can
gonna
hear you,
do it,
Black.
man.
We can hear you, Black.
All right. So I agree with the discipline part, but as a father, uh, of a whole lot more than just one female child, and I got a
Right.
bunch of male children also. It's not the discipline. Your influence stops about 8 years old, right? And that's why you say you got to get them when they're
Yeah.
kids. You got to get them when they're young.
Yeah, you're
Train up
right.
train up a child in the way they should go. When they are old, they will not depart from it.
Yeah.
Proverbs.
You it doesn't when our motivations. I'll put it like this: our motivations are different. Jay is married. Jay doesn't need
Yes.
discipline. He's married. He's doing that as a hobby. Now, if he's going to turn this into a serious lifestyle, then that's something different. When women do something versus men doing something, it's not discipline. It's motivation. The things that motivate
Okay.
young men are what? What motive? Huh?
Money. Money.
What?
Looking flashy.
Women.
Trying to get the girls. Yep.
Women. So the thing that motivates us is women. And if you have the money, then you get the women. And that is all. Every boy. I don't have to be cute. I don't have to be funny. If I got a 600 S class with that 550, something like that, I got a bust down watch. I got a big chain. I got some clean Air Forces, all white. The women are going to come.
Black,
It's
you
the
saying that for our
motivation
generation though.
behind it. So
You saying that for our
for
generation,
who?
which is
No, no,
it's not the same for
it's
them,
still
man. They
the same.
don't have the same. They don't have the same
I got
drive generally.
I I Jay. I got 9 boys and 7
Yeah,
girls.
your boys that
I
you
want.
taught. I'm talking
I,
about in general. What I've seen throughout a lot of the culture and social media across ethnicities, a lot of young boys don't have the same drive that we had in that way to work hard to get something in order to acquire female attention. They don't have that drive. They rather just not get it and sit in and play Call of Duty or
wait a minute.
2K.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's because
It's
they have become. That's because they have become disenfranchised. Like
they
with
brains are
the
sucked
with
out
the
their heads,
ridiculous.
man.
No, I think it's once again, it is the disenfranchisement of the different young men. Like my sons, they had all came home for what's that holiday? Fireworks. I keep wanting to
Fourth of
say
July.
Thanksgiving. That ain't it. What is
Fourth of
it?
July.
4th of July.
Labor Day.
4th of July, right? Yeah, they come home for 4th of July, right? You broke up. I didn't hear you. What you say, sir?
No, you got it, Black. Go
I'm
ahead.
going
It's
through
it's real shaky. I'm gonna finish this and then you can jump back in. Um, so I got a couple of sons that are in the military, right? So they get furloughed. They come home 4th of July, right? Everybody's out there. They in the backyard. They on the basketball court. And so my son that's in the Marines and my son that's in the Army, they started fighting, right? I'm big bro. You can't tell me nothing. Oh nigga, I'm in the Army now. You can't tell me nothing. So they out there fighting. And number one was like, why you not gonna stop them? I'm like, I'm not gonna get hurt. Like they're not gonna kill each other, and I'm not gonna get hurt from what you do. The whole thing about it is the motivation for them to fight. And I understand what Jay is saying is different, but these kids, they still have drive. It's just misplaced in a different category. You see what I mean?
Nah,
It sometimes it's hopeless on these young men to even get women. Why keep trying? Why keep trying if it's never going to happen? I mean, that's what I see.
I know you can't
Yeah,
read the chat right now, but G Rap said it's a low testosterone thing, man. that goes into a whole bunch of other
Yeah,
different
that's a
rabbit holes. But I'm
yeah.
Think
saying
so?
it's definitely a low testosterone thing. Like think about when you was young, what your parents had to do to get you to come in the house.
Right. A lot
Oh,
of these kids want to
You
be
had to
outside.
be outside. You
And
had
it's
to
a
riding your bike, playing football, playing basketball, playing tag, hide and go. You was all day long. You was outside. I ain't want to go in the house. I'm drinking from the hose. I'm peeing outside. Hopefully, I ain't got to
man,
take a number two because I got to go in the house. But I ain't eat lunch. I'm waiting to get outside to go play the whole time. They don't have that in them to the capacity that we did back then. That's a testosterone thing. They had
yeah,
yeah.
I
that
agree with
drive,
you
man.
on
They don't
that.
have it.
I agree with you on that. And the
But
world
wouldn't
is
that
just
be for the
different.
young ladies too?
The
Wouldn't that be
world
for
is
the
just
ladies too?
The ladies was out there
Because
playing
I remember,
hopscotch and double dutch and doing all that stuff
yeah,
and
they
playing
used to be
tag with us.
double dutching and
yeah.
hopscotching,
And
and
when you get a little older, the
yeah,
tag
I don't
changes a
see
little
that no
bit.
more.
Shout out to pick 'em up, mess 'em up. Shout out to pick 'em up, mess 'em up. But
Yeah, we called
the
it fumbly
thing
rumbly.
the thing
Get
about
your
it
butt lit
is
up.
the times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still young cats that's going outside hooping and playing football heavy. I got a bunch of parks around where I stay. It's a bunch of I wouldn't dare get on that court with these young and they hooping with ski mask on. I don't know how they can do it. You gotta have a lot of lungs to hoop with a
Oh
ski
God,
mask on.
Jesus
But
Christ!
I do wanna reset because everybody giving good perspective on solutions based on or the ideology of today's time based on we got pretty much different generations and demographics up here. So I do want to reset. But yes, Chef G Rap, they hooping in Crocs and ski masks. It's the crazy. I seen some young dudes in the gym working out in Crocs.
He
Crocs
took you.
and
You was
chains.
about to realign us, and G
Yeah,
Rap, G
the
Rap took you
Crocs.
right off.
Look. I cannot
Crocs and
stand
ski
when men
masks.
I can't stand when
That's
men
crazy.
wear Crocs and these young dudes be in there with iced out chains on, Crocs on. They got the ski mask, but they got them raised up, working out. I'm like, what the hell is y'all doing? But do want to reset. I want to get back to
Let's get back to this Conan.
yeah. So my theory, and I'll present it to Derek and Black. I think you already heard it, Jay, is that and today's a lot of these dudes are moving from the red pill to the raccoon railroad. And shout out to Angry Man. He is a fucking raccoon like a motherfucker. I knew he was weird when he was covering the Kendrick and Drake beef. I had to unsubscribe to him when he was covering the Kendrick and the Drake beef because he just was on this light skin power shit. Like he was like a light skin supremacist. I don't even understand where that come from. But it's just I think, and Jay, you spoke to it yesterday. You say that is overlap. And I think that Black America gonna probably agree with you that is overlap. I just think that it's very easy to when you could throw a whole group of people away as though there is no redemption. So if you can just speak on black women to the point where they're unredeemable, get your passport, get your white chick, get your Mexican, then it's just as easy to throw the whole group away. Like, okay, black and a lot of black men try to separate themselves and they feel like they are separated from what black people are to the point where they can throw their own people away. And that's what I think the dangers of going down that road is because it's creating too much division. It's creating too much division when we do need to be unified. We don't need to be unified under religion. We don't need to be unified under how we dress. We need to be unified with the empathy and love we got for each other and understanding the nuance on both sides of how we got to where we at and how we can get to where we're going. I'm a big believer that the black community is doing better in 2025 than ever. Of course, y'all gonna say we was doing better when it was black families, we was doing
I
better
don't
when,
agree with you,
but
man.
I know I was born. I don't know what it was in the 80s, the 70s, or the 60s. I can only look at what that looked like on paper. But far as my life, the 35 years that I've been alive, I know that we doing better than we were in 2005.
When
I
you
know
say
we
better,
doing
what do you
better.
mean? How do you quantify that?
I just quantify it with moving out of the ghetto, revamping the ghetto,
Well,
revamping our
what?
finances, moving into a middle class. I'm not looking at it as marriage rates. That's not a concern to me
Okay,
because me, I'm not
I'll.
that hyper focused on marriage because I understand having children with women I'm not married by, that I'm clearly in my children's I'm heavy in my children's life without having them in my household 24/7.
I
If
wasn't
my
even gonna go
presence is
there.
felt with my daughter, my presence is felt with my son. If my
Ty,
daughter
can you hear
has a
me?
problem, she calling me before she called anybody. She had a school lockdown.
Ty Pro.
She called me before she called her mama. So it's just I'm not hyper focused on marriage, but I do think that
Somebody
in
say
my
something in the
personal
chat. He
opinion,
can't
since
hear
I've
me.
been here, we doing better now than we was in the 90s. Let me yeah, bro, I can't hear you again. Let me fix my shit again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Oh,
was just
okay.
gonna poke. I was just gonna poke a hole in one thing he said at the point. So I know it's rude to interrupt during these conversations, but when somebody is like says something and it's like I got a key point just to that point when he said when I asked how can you quantify we're doing better now, and one of your points was moving out of the hood. Why do we live in hoods? Why do we have to move out of the hood? How come other cultures, other people can come into our communities and thrive and buy everything, and we live off of them? I think I asked this question a long time ago in I forgot whose chat it was in. It was probably HQ when I said, and all of us in here right now live in different places, either where you grew up in the hood or where you live in the hood now. Who owns the majority of the stores in your neighborhood? And most of us said the same community.
Yeah, I remember that. I was in there when
So
you
it's
said that.
like we can't even own stuff in our own community. So
We
to
but
me, that's how I quantify it. I don't quantify it by just the black family being united, right? I don't have
yeah.
a black family now. I didn't start a black family. I started a family.
You started
So
a black family,
I
but
might be outside of that I might be a little bit more coon adjacent when it comes to that point in a lot of people's eyes, a lot of
hold on,
Umar eyes and stuff like that.
I gotta
But
give it to you.
that's horrible, man. But it's hilarious and horrible. But I try to
That's
quantify it.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I agree with what you're saying, Jay. That is why I say yes. Remove the illegals except for the women,
Come on,
because
man.
our
Except for
men.
the
Not
women.
the women is
Hey,
even.
What?
hey,
He
hey.
said keep the
You
Mexican
know. You know
broads.
what?
Mexican chicks can stay.
Hey, this is the whole thing about it. I know you put Anton on there and you put Fresh and Fit, and let's steer it back towards the
Fresh
clean
and
one.
Fit needs to be on there.
Does
Hodge twins.
does
Sorry, brothers.
does
Y'all earned y'all spot on
does
there.
does, does any of us men want to date these bonnet wearing, pink fluffy,
My
go to
God.
Walmart, dirty bottom of the shoe having ass bitches? Does
Right.
any man want to date any of those women?
Other than
I'm
Nug
just
Nug,
asking,
no.
Todd.
In
So we
Black
gotta
America.
throw these
Hold
bitches
on, hold on, hold
away.
on. No, no, no,
We
no,
gotta
no.
throw them away,
So are
bro.
you telling me
All
that
right,
if
go
I
ahead.
go to Walmart, only black women gonna be dirty? Because
No,
I'm
that's
gonna
not what
tell you
he's
who
saying.
going.
That's
Okay,
not what he's saying.
so if I
We
throw
know what
the
we
That's not
all
what he's
know what
saying.
he's saying.
But
so
if you
who
do go to Walmart, you will see that. You should never fucking see
Guaranteed.
that.
You're
but
guaranteed to see
You
you
absolutely will.
I don't
You
want to
should.
fuck with
What I'm
bottom of the
saying,
barrel women in no race though.
yeah, but I don't want
it
to see
doesn't
them in our
matter.
race.
Our
It's
I
women
disheartening,
do.
man.
Our our women do it the most.
that
I
I
don't see
disagree with you
Mexican
on that.
bitches. I
I di-
I don't see Mexican bitches and white bitches out there like that, bro. You
I
you know
do.
because
what? Where are you
You
at?
got Mexican
I see them.
blindness.
I see them.
We got a whole city of Mexican people here. We got Southwest
Where
Detroit,
where are you at? What
nothing but
state are you in?
Mexicans.
I
What
don't know
state are
about
you in?
bonnets, but
Where you?
I see them dressed.
Jay Tillman is in Connecticut now.
No, okay, he's in
G-Rap here,
Connecticut. He
he'll
got
tell
a lot
you.
of white people. What
G-Rap here,
state? What
he
state
in
you in?
Hartford. He just east of me.
I'm in Michigan, bro. I'm in Detroit.
All
I'm
right,
in
I'm
this.
gonna have to come
Yeah,
out there, and we're gonna take a pilgrimage to Walmart to see how many fuzzy,
bro.
dirty bottom pajama pants, uh, a
Wait,
t-shirt with no bra on, with two or three kids trailing behind them. We just gonna go for 20
This
minutes
what we
and
gonna
count how
do,
many women we can see like that.
Black, and we gonna do it with a sheet of paper that say black, white, Mexican, other, and we gonna tally
Yes,
how many
yes,
different women we
and
see.
I guarantee we will not see one Chinese bitch in that same situation. That's what I'm
Right.
gonna guarantee right now.
So
What
is the
we and
solution
that's
they
why I'm
just
saying.
thank you, natural.
okay?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't care about the. That's what I don't. We don't care about what the others are doing when we see ours
Thank
doing it.
you,
That's what I'm
Jay.
saying.
But
It's
Thank
are
you,
hard to see
Jay.
people
us
Because
doing
okay?
it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
because
Okay.
When I
Okay.
see
Okay.
young dudes
Hold on.
sagging their pants, I'm like, bro, I don't want to see your drawers, dog.
Right. And when you see the white people doing it, you don't give a fuck because it's not your people. I
Ain't my people.
understand that.
yes, because it's
But
not us.
wait, wait,
I don't
wait,
tell
wait.
white
Just
people to
hold
cut their
on.
hair.
Hold on. But just like every group of people, you gonna have people that's doing that and people that's not. If you telling me that only black or a majority of the women that's gonna be at Walmart is black, or a majority of our women is walking around busted like that, I disagree. I
Bro,
see so many
oh
women that
my
speak
God.
against that on social media. Women know not. I see it. Yes, you're gonna see. If I go to the gas
Nah,
station right now,
bro,
I see three or four chicks pull up, getting their backwoods with bonnets on.
let me go to
But you,
Savannah right now.
what is Savannah? The city?
Savannah, Georgia. Let me
Okay.
go with, and it's a lot. It's a larger black pop. The reason I say that is because it's not like here. It's a larger black population.
Yeah.
You go
But
around the
you
college
gonna
area,
see
or
you
you go
gonna
anywhere,
see
you're
it
gonna
and you
see it.
gonna see a lot of
All
women
of
that
them,
ain't
bro.
doing it too. It ain't all. It's not a
You know what I mean when I'm
majority.
saying all. You
It's
know what
not even
a
it's
lot,
not even a majority.
a
It's the
majority.
if you in the middle of the hood at the beauty supply, you're gonna see that number
No,
increase.
I'm talking
But
about
if
Walmart. I'm talking about Walmart. I'm talking about Home Goods. I'm talking about Ross
I
Dress
love
for
home
Less. I'm
goods.
talking about Marshalls. I'm talking about any grocery store you go to, Publix. If it's a predominantly black community, you're going to see our women and men dressing in a specific way for the
Yeah,
majority.
yeah. You go to Walmart, you're gonna see a bunch of dudes in Crocs, shorts, and hoodies on and shit like that. Get what y'all saying, but bro, you
They don't
mo
care their image in public. They don't care. That's a huge thing that we've let go, man. People used to clown you for saying, "Oh, you trying to dress? Why you trying to dress white?" Or saying something stupid like that. Like, no, I'm dressing clean and neat. I'm trying to present
yeah, but
myself to you in a specific way. Now they do not care, bro. And if a woman wears a bonnet in public, and my daughter wears a bonnet to sleep, she knows that bonnet don't leave the house. If you see a woman wearing a bonnet in public, it's a mentality thing that you can already see. I really don't want to mess with her.
the hillism,
And I'm not
what
even,
men wearing bonnets in public. Now that's who need to be
and men
drafted
is doing it
also.
now
And
too.
Yeah, I can't.
wait a
On
minute.
That is the
social
Wait
one
a
media
thing
wearing
that grind my
bonnets.
gears for
So
sure.
so so why are you guys? So why are you guys against publicly beating these people and shaming them?
Beating
I don't understand. So so let's
Shit.
like really get let's really get to it, right?
there's no
Why
shame, black.
if
There's no
we
shame.
yes, so but why, I don't Ty, your cousin, my uncle, he died when he was, I want to say Uncle Ant died. He might have been like, he might have been 47, right? 47, 48. From the time he was 15 to the time he passed away, he spent two birthdays out of prison. All of those
Mm.
years, right? Always killing people, always, he was always doing the most, right? Nigga, he was a bad person. I can say it. He was a bad person. They should have executed his ass a long fucking time ago. I don't understand why the Peckerwoods can cut off their trash and call them white trash and they call them all these things, and us black people want to hold on to our degenerate niggas.
Or call it our
I
culture. Degenerate
Okay,
right. I
behavior.
was a
We call
degenerate.
it our
I was
culture.
a
so
degenerate.
trailer
Okay.
trash is a part of white culture. I think Drewski just showed that perfectly. That the NASCAR tobacco chewing like rednecks, hillbillies. I was just driving through, I think it was West Virginia again. They got a park called Hillbilly Hill. It's like a big ass park, and so that is a part of their culture. Yes, there's a people who are doing better than that, frown upon those groups of white people, but
So
that
how
is
come
a
we
part.
can't?
Hold on, that is a part of white culture. But them rednecks love that culture, and they don't have no real reason to live like that. They just do. They just choose to live like that.
When the last time you
Black
seen rednecks killing it, shooting each other up?
I got a whole chat GPT log of white redneck crime, biker
No.
gangs.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not gonna see it because that's a propaganda thing, that's a media control thing. It's the reason why they don't show that. I had to go search and find recent this year records of shootouts of white people, and the shit still goes on. These rednecks is fucking up these trailer parks just like these YNs is fucking up the hood. Like they don't just live peacefully in them trailer parks. They cooking meth, they blowing up. It was a fucking trailer park here like 2 years ago that blew up cooking meth. Like that shit is a real thing, and they having drug and because that kind of shit brings crime. So it's going to be
Ty,
they don't, but you're not going to see that scrolling your
I,
Instagram.
I, I hear you, brother,
But
but that's a subculture within white culture.
black people in the hood is a subculture in our hood, but
It's
the
been designated as our culture,
but
man.
you if you
Right.
think
It
okay,
Ty,
it
they
is
they
a
call
part
it
of our
our
culture.
mainstream, Ty.
But
It's
that's
called our
who is
mainstream.
they? Who is
Pooh
they that
Shiesty,
call it
Pooh
that?
Shiesty
Everyone.
should never. We all know who Pooh Shiesty is. We done all seen the fuzzy slippers inside of Walmart and pajama pants with no bra. I love boogies. I love seeing the
Okay.
nipples shake
What
back
is
and
black
forth.
culture to y'all? What is black culture?
It's ghetto. It's trash.
To me,
Jay,
to me, what I grew up with is a lot different than what it is now.
black
Oh
culture.
yeah, if you're talking about when I grew up,
For
it was
me, it
all
was based
love.
on
It
family.
was love. Yes, it was all love. It was
The
family when
family
we grew up.
reunion. Who we at
Yes.
you
Okay,
had
so
family reunions, you had
let
family
me
get-togethers. There were certain negative things, like okay, so back in the day, if your cousin was 16 and she got pregnant, what happened back in the day?
all right, look. Black
Just
culture
saying,
is
she went away,
is
right?
yeah, that I mean, yeah, sure. I
So there
mean,
was shame to that. There was shame within that in the black culture, even if it was a negative thing. Now she's 16, she get pregnant, she have a what you call it, a bridal. What do they call it? Baby
a
shower,
baby, yeah, baby shower
and
and
everybody's celebrating it.
Yeah,
generally,
baby
Yeah,
shower.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody
That's a
okay.
happy.
difference
Right.
in the culture that has changed from when I was younger to now.
Thank you, Jay.
That's not black
Preach
culture
on
though.
it, Jay.
Black culture.
Amen.
Okay.
Hamana
Black
shamana.
culture, this dude here. Black
18, she be sitting
culture,
down south.
black culture, like all culture is garb, wardrobe, arts,
Music, yeah, the arts,
entertainment, dance,
food,
food. Black
and
culture is
traditions.
and traditions. All of these things were laid the foundation to what makes culture was laid for black people through oppression and turmoil. These the foundation of what our culture is was created through oppression and turmoil because our culture didn't start in the 90s, our culture didn't start in the 80s. Our culture was developed and created hundreds and hundreds of years as we've been in this country. We were pretty much a new species, a new race of people in this country, and our culture was created through oppression and turmoil. You said
I'm
shares.
not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let
Hold
you
on. No,
slide
no, no.
on that.
Let me
I'm
just
not gonna
fit.
let you
Let me
slide on that
finish.
shit.
All right. Let me finish though. Jay Tillman says shared system of beliefs, values, behaviors, and practice that defines a group of people is passed down through generations. So for the generations of our culture in America, our fashion, our wardrobe, which we always been the leaders of in culture. Black American culture is the highest reciprocated culture. It was a study done. I named it on HQ panel. It went Black American culture, Asian American culture, Mexican culture, the three highest, most replicated cultures. But our culture was created in oppression and turmoil. As we were dealing with the traumas of what we were going through, no matter what we was going through, we still created art. We still had a sense of fashion. We still had a sense of lingo. We still had a sense of dialogue. We still have a sense of expression. Everything that we do is considered ghetto. Most of this culture was created in the ghetto because we had no other places to reside. That's why it's the process of moving
That's not
from.
true.
Hold
That's not
on,
true, Ty.
I'm talking about the entire span. I'm not just talking about the 80s. I'm talking about
Yeah, I
50s,
know.
30s, 20s, 1800s.
That's
We
that's
did
a
not
it's a
have
huge portion of our culture, of our history, that's we
was
nobody ever really talks about.
But
so
that's
even when
all,
we
Jay.
create.
That's
Hold
all
on,
a lie. That's all a
just
lie,
it's
Ty.
not a lie. It's not a lie. Just let me finish. Let me land my plane. So our culture was created while we were fighting oppression. That's not a lie. Our culture was created. We were creating culture even going as the Black Panthers, Black Liberation Army. We was creating culture during the Civil Rights movement. We was creating culture when we built Black Wall Street. We still had the foundations of beliefs, uh, entertainment, art, fashion. In today's time, when Black people do shit, it's called ghetto. And that is what that's problematic. What's unghetto? When black people do shit is ghetto. When white people do the same shit that black people get called being ghetto for, is inspiring. When the little Jenner chick wear a white beater, she's inspiring. Black people been wearing white beaters forever. When white people wear extensions and weave or they go get braids, then you demonize. Oh, that's not black women hairstyle. That they can't capital that they can't just call that they hairstyle, even though we culturally been doing that for years. But when white women do it, it's cute. Is whatever. They like we gotta stop that. Yes, being ghetto and having a ghetto, having cookouts, knowing that when the summertime roll around, you're gonna hear good music outside, loud music, you're gonna smell barbecue grills. That is black culture. But when you demonize and call it ghetto, you're saying your culture is ghetto and you trying to make it seem like other people have just everybody have a ghetto sense of their culture. That's where the real culture be at. And I'll let y'all go.
I'm gonna say one of the major lies they told us to put us in a mindset to where we can isolate ourselves from a lot of other people is to say there is a white community, because there is no white community. They're all from different places as well. They just look the same. It's like there is no white culture. There's a white American culture now, but it's not old. They came from Ireland. They came from Britain. They came from all other different locations. And in order for them not to be us, they said, "Yeah, we're gonna buy in. We're gonna be white." And that group of people there, we're gonna call them whatever. And then now they're gonna call us black. Now that was one of the biggest lies. There is a black American culture now, but yeah, it happened from that negative stuff, but we got out of that a long time ago.
But
Like
it
When
right
would you
didn't
after
say we
after
happen.
got
after
out of
It
it?
slavery,
didn't happen
we
from.
got
It didn't happen from that negative stuff. Everybody. So, Jay, did you grow up in the projects?
not the projects adjacent. It was right down the street. or
So
townhomes.
that
They call them
means
townhomes, but they was not
so that
townhomes.
means somebody in your family had a job then, correct?
Yeah, both my parents worked.
Both your parents worked. My dad worked for the railroad. Only my dad worked. My mom never worked. That motherfucker, she sat around the house and just my dad worked, right? So the thing about it is, it's 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 5,000 people that fit in Caprini Greens, right? Or Nickerson Gardens in LA, right? But it's 3 million, 4 million black people. Everybody is not ghetto. Everything that came from us as a culture is not ghetto. It has been bastardized. If you look in your family pictures when you was young, or well, probably me and Jay, your mom had you dressed up in a little ugly ass tweed suit and
Hey,
taking
they know
pictures on the
already.
Yeah, he
right.
showed us
We
his
we
They've
we
seen
his
evidence of that.
atrocities.
right.
Yeah,
You
Fact,
dressed
fact.
up. Oh, you have those pictures too, Jay?
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not
So
saying our
so,
culture
so
was created in the ghetto. I'm saying it was created in oppression, going
but
through the
that's not a
challenges that
bro.
we went through.
That's not
Here
oppression.
you go,
We
Chelsea.
we had families. We had families.
We
We had
still was
food. We
going through
had
Be,
fun.
oppression.
being
We
We
still
poor
was
and
going
being
through
ghetto is
oppression.
two. Being poor is a is a lack
So what it
of
what
finance. Being ghetto is a mentality.
taking out
and
violence
right
and
now the
criminality.
people are ghetto. That's
So
fuck. Yeah.
Because you
taking
can be
out
Go ahead.
rich and
okay,
ghetto.
okay, hold on. Taking out exactly. So taking out criminality and taking out violence. What is ghetto?
I'd say ghetto is a brashness. It's a unapologetic loudness. A lot of times it's a lack of accountability. It's a lack of discernment and decorum. Um,
Okay, so look, when you
tact.
got when we speak about those rednecks in the trailer parks, they talk a certain way.
But redneck is ghetto. It's
Right.
just
Well,
called something different.
so they talk a certain way, right? They have a certain dialect to them. They have a certain way that they say words. We do too, a slang. You go to any city, you know, you can hear like if I pop up somewhere, people know I'm from Detroit. I could tell, I could hear the West Coast and Blacks tone. You know what I mean? I can hear the Canadian and Jay Tillman's tone.
You don't hear no Canadian in my tone, sucker.
But you know what I'm saying, right? You can kind of tell that where we come from by our dialect and how we talk. That's not ghetto to me. Slang is not ghetto to me. And that is talk like that that I'm yes, having a red wig and blue wigs and all of that shit is ghetto, but that is still an expression of black culture, whether we like it or not. That aesthetic that we call hood rat and all of that stuff. Now, being a hood rat is one thing, but it's still a created sense of expression that our people created. And if you take the violence and the criminality out of it, we aren't a monolith. All black people are different. We ain't all walking around with bonnets and painted nails and Crocs and doing all of that. But you don't have to demonize the people that are doing that if you've taken away violence and criminality. If there is no violence, there is no criminality. Let motherfuckers live. If bitches want to twerk on headlights, let them twerk on headlights.
See,
Because
that's where we're gonna
hold
differentiate,
on,
man.
yeah, I know, and I said this at on HQ channel. I love the summertime when all the cars is pushing to the neighborhood parks and the chicks outside, booties cheeks out, and the dudes got the chains and everybody got on their buffs and we all just outside having a good time, red cups getting passed around. You can smell the ganja in the air, you can smell people barbecuing, burning ribs, and
Did they
you
get
could
a
call
permit?
that
Did they get a permit for that?
private property. Who said no? Fuck
Damn,
you
this
and
nigga's
your
a Karen.
permit. Yeah. Fuck you. Hold on. You get But that's a part. That's being ghetto. That would be considered being ghetto, bro. That's black culture, man. Lock them up.
That's not
It's
black
a
culture.
black culture. When you hear that
Let,
hustle, I don't know if y'all hustle
let me ask
everywhere,
let
but
me ask you, Ty, bro.
but yes, sir.
Have you ever had a family reunion in the park?
That's the only places I ever had a family reunion was at a park.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Could somebody look at your family at the family reunion and say anything of that resembles ghetto?
Yeah, it depends
Now
on what
you
you
got to
want to call
think now.
ghetto. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
They
At
see
my
your
last
mama,
family
they see
reunion,
your grandmama,
at my at my last
huh?
family reunion, you already know all the kids my age. We crowded around two different cars. They passing the blunt around. I done got a
That's
fifth of
hood culture.
tequila.
That's not
Yeah,
black culture, Ty.
okay, okay.
That's hood shit.
That's hood
That's
culture.
hood
That's not
shit, Ty.
black
And
culture.
that's the things
That hasn't been
that's the
what
things
you
that
talking
we're
about
saying
was your
needs to be
anecdotal experience. It
removed.
hasn't been passed down through generations.
Okay. If
That
I mean
the definition sits.
my
That's why I posted it.
my mom was doing that kind of shit when I was a fucking
That's
toddler,
that's
pulling
one.
up to the park, and you know what I mean? Like, is that's fucking Detroit hood black culture for sure. Like, I don't really know how to. And the problem is, if you're taking the violence and the criminality out of it, you don't have to partake in that, but you don't have to uh separate from that. You don't have to demonize that, because if there is no violence and no criminality, there's nothing wrong with that,
No,
because
no,
that's
but
what
Ty,
a lot of
Ty,
black people do.
what you
My
having
my
you're mixing your nostalgia and your affinity from your childhood from stuff that is negative.
What was
It
negative?
it was positive to you because you have an affinity of it. You can look back and say, "Oh
What's
man,
negative?
those was good times."
I'm talking about shit I do in the summertime. What's the negativity though?
Okay. Okay, so Ty, you have a daughter. Let's say she's 15-year-old. Your daughter can wear booty shorts, bro?
No. He
Why
14.
At
Hell
not?
no, she
Why
15?
can't.
not? That's the culture. Why not? How
So
come she can't
why
twerk,
not,
Ty?
Ty? Why not?
That's just us having a good black
So
time.
you
Did I
right. So you
say
can't give me that bullshit. You can't, it's bullshit, Ty. You can't give me that bullshit. I got seven girls. Let me tell you something. Those motherfuckers come by the house to get one of my cars, or oh, daddy, can me and my friends go out on the boat? Like, hey, nigga, I go home today. The boat and one of my trucks will be gone, right? They don't. They know to come over to my house fully clothed. When they bring their friends over, they say, "Listen, girl, you better put some clothes on, because my daddy will fuck you." Like, these is grown women. Don't come around here looking ratchet.
Why
Have
black?
your hair done, put some clothes on, and come around here respectable, because you will get cussed out, and one of the mothers will throw you out of the house. It's not it's not it's not a ghetto thing. It's not a cultural thing. That shit is ghetto, brother.
Why's that bad
I'm
faith,
telling you,
pimp?
you
and you're trying to be too fluid on. You're trying to be too fluid. It's like it's like a straight man having gay friends. It's like it's nothing wrong with gay people, but nigga, I'm not gonna be hanging out or coming out of a of 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 a gay concert with a gay man. It's
never
too
in
fluid.
life? Okay. So my point is, that is an aspect of our culture. So it's not like I'm saying that's our culture and we should all be partaking in it. I'm
We got to
saying
look at the definition,
there
Ty.
is aspects to our culture that come across as ghetto. Whether we like it or not, black ghetto activity is a part of our culture. Rap is a part of our culture. Jazz, blues, rock and roll are parts of our culture. But it's gospel music is a part of our culture. Detroit, Michigan is a big gospel scene, and the Motown music scene. All of these things is part of our culture. So that's my ultimate point. no, my daughter can't go twerking on fucking headlights. But if I see some grown bitches twerking on headlights, I'm not gonna. I know that though that's not all my culture is about. I know that there is also black women that's natural, making garments, fully covered. We got black women that are corporate. We. I know that that is not all that's a part of my culture.
Who
I
are
know that
also twerking on headlights.
I'm never mad at twerking on headlights. That ain't my child. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know,
I
man,
just
but that's like, hey, what was
thank
Chappelle
you,
had
natural.
a bit, bro.
Black culture is not always associated with negative behaviors. But my ultimate point is that yes, there are aspects of black culture, just like any other culture, that is associated with negative aspects. You got mafia, you got Mexicans got their own negative. You think that uppity Mexicans like when Don Julio rolling up the street with a 6'4" bouncing up and down Impala. You know what I mean? But they are proud to be a part of. They are proud for that to be their culture. They walk around with the one button up shirt, the one button, and the
No,
Chuck
no, they don't.
Taylors, and
They kick
That's a
them.
that's
They kick them out and shame them, Ty.
that's a
They kick them out
subculture
and
within the
shame them,
Mexican.
just like
it's
just
still
like
a part
white
of their
people do
culture.
their white trash.
That's
White
just like
trash
saying
can't
white
go
culture is
into a
goth
bank.
culture.
Hmm?
Right.
What you say,
White
Jay?
trash
What
can't go
culture
That's
is
like
into a
what?
bank and
that's like saying white culture is goth culture. That's a
Big
subculture
part of
within the
they, yeah,
Mexican.
big part, but yeah, that's a part. But we associate that with white people. That's a part of their
I,
culture.
I think for your next show, Ty, what we should do, or what would be a good idea if we could break down culture
The-
from the definition and figure out collectively to us
mhm.
what our system of beliefs are, what do black people value, what are the general black behaviors, and what are common practices in the black community, so that we can find out and have a definition for what our culture is, whether it's our main culture or even if it's our subcultures. Because a lot of stuff that I'm thinking of, even in my own mind right now, a lot of stuff that can be attributed to black culture is a lot of negative stuff at this point
Yeah,
now.
we should do that because I haven't really got my whole thought process around it. I'm big on my culture. Let's do that. That'll be a
Chelsea,
topic for
you
upcoming.
can't come to that show, Chelsea.
Pumpkin Spice can come. She just got to stay in the corner
We
with.
can't give them too much. We can't give her too much.
But we gonna do that. I'm gonna
is
break down
Chelsea a
some
snow
talking
bunny or
points.
something?
Yeah,
Chelsea a
with that.
snow bunny?
Yeah.
All right now, y'all look at y'all. Y'all got the snow bunnies over here. Dr. Umar not coming,
Uh,
because of the snow bunny. God damn.
Look, let me play this video. I want to get y'all thoughts about it.
I am white, and on both sides of my family, we do not have any massive generational wealth. My mom's father is the only one of my four grandparents who we got any sort of generational wealth inherited from. And 99% of the wealth that we inherited from my grandfather was from selling his house. My grandfather was born in 1926 in rural North Carolina, and he was a 6'3" white man with blue eyes. And other than being white, my grandfather didn't have that many privileges. He was one of like 7 children. His mom didn't even get to high school level education, and his dad never went to college. They were not privileged in most other ways that we define privilege, but he was a white male in a very, very racist country. What his whiteness allowed him to do was work his way through college. At the time, there were colleges that weren't accepting black people, and he was accepted to college as long as he could pay for it. And he ended up getting a law degree and becoming very successful. And again, never hoarded any significant wealth, but bought a house outside of Washington, D.C. in the 50s. In a neighborhood that was redlined. And actually my mom, who was born in the 60s, remembers in the 70s when the first black family moved into their neighborhood, because it had literally been sectioned off and realtors would not sell to black families. And my mom, who is 58 years old, went to a year of segregated school. So for all of you saying, it was so long ago, everyone has equal rights now, get over it. My mom remembers when the first black student joined her class in the 70s in Alexandria, Virginia. In 2015, my grandfather died, and we sold his house that he bought for around $100,000 in the 50s, and we sold it for $1 million. That money was divided among his children, and my family was able to get out of a lot of debt, and it completely reset my ability to go to private versus public school, my ability to afford tutors, my ability to become the educated person that I am. And it was all really because I have a white grandfather. Let me finish. Had my grandfather been black and had all of the other skills and background that he had, he couldn't have gone to the schools that he went to. He wouldn't have been hired in the jobs that he was. And he couldn't have bought the house that he did that, 65 years later, put his family out of debt. So if anyone tries to tell you it's not that deep, it really is that deep. It goes so far back. Any small privilege that a white person has is probably, to some degree, due to their whiteness. And if you are a white person who has roots in the South, you definitely should have white guilt. And you definitely should be doing the work to understand how your privilege affects the people around you and how you can help level the playing field. And everyone tried to get all particular about these specific situations where a black person might have a privilege or a woman might have a privilege over a man. Those are isolated situations you're bringing up. We're talking about large-scale, mass, systematic issues. Now, yeah, legally, black people and white people should have the same exact rights and privileges. But they're playing catch up. Because if my family, like I said, had been black, we would never have gotten out of debt in 2015. I would never have been able to afford the school that I went to and live the lifestyle that I'm living right now.
So I just wanted to play that. Like we lost Black, so I'm not gonna be able to hear you, Jay. Let me reset. But I just wanted to play that just because you hear so many people speak about victim mindset when we talk about these things, and I like how she broke down the context of generational wealth and not too many generations removed. Like it was a very recent thing. She talked about her grandfather, her great grandfather in the house from the 50s impacting her family in 2015. And on the reverse, when we got generations of people who aren't privileged to be able to have that in their family, this is why we get so much of what we're dealing with today. And we're working on that. We're fixing that. We're getting better. That's why I say we are doing better now than we were because we're creating so we can literally see generational wealth starting when you look at just entertaining for examples LeBron James getting his son in the NBA. What do you think his son what do you think Bronny James is going to be able to do for his son? You know what I mean? Just as an example. I know we're using celebrities, but I just wanted to point that out. Look at what Kai Cenat is going to be able to do for his children when he have them, right? You could go ahead, Jay. I'm gonna come out and come back in.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the base of what white privilege is. When you say, I mean, at its base level, like I think Project Leroy said, he was able to fail up. Like a lot, we couldn't do that because those opportunities just didn't exist for our great grandparents and grandparents and stuff like that. It didn't happen. My thing is now, I'm of the mindset where that was unfortunate. It happened. There's nothing that we can do to go back and change any of that. The redlining, Jim Crow, uh, any of not being able to get loans, not being able to go to schools and get different levels of higher education, not being able to get into certain job fields and all that stuff. There was nothing that we could do to stop that. It's not at this. It still happens now to an extent, but it's not the same as it was then. There's a mentality that a lot of people I hear about us talking when I personally say victim mindset. When you take an imaginary person and say that that person is holding you down from being successful, and then I sit and ask you, well, did you do this? Well, no, and everything is an excuse. Well, no, I didn't do that. Well, what about that one job? Did you show up? No, I was late because such and such happened. But you knew that you should have been there for that appointment or whatever that you, well, man, no, they ain't even trying to get, but you were late. So of course they're not going to give you the opportunity. It's always an excuse, it seems like. So I'm like, to me, that's a victim mindset. I refuse to do that because ain't nobody going to hold me down. I don't say, oh, the man's trying to keep me down. You could try. I'm gonna still do it. And
I agree with you.
Need to have that mentality, like, man, screw you. I'm not putting somebody on a pedestal to say that person is holding me down. You bleed just like me, fam. I don't care what skin color you got. I'm gonna be better than you. And I proved that like in multiple times in the military, firefighting, all types of stuff.
I agree with you, but I think the context is important because we are starting from a deficit as a people.
We
So
did.
it's
It's
not
done,
a
Ty.
it's
The
not
deficit is
about.
there.
So that's where the empathy and the sympathy and the understanding, because we could be great, of course. There's millions of examples of black excellence. I love talking about black excellence. So I'm not saying that we aren't able to be great. I'm saying that as a group, as a people, that's why I like the clip, because it put in context how she was affected by decisions her great grandfather made in 2015 for her family. When you don't have that, it puts the people at a deficit. So it doesn't have to be, oh, I can, of course, yeah, I could pull myself up by the bootstraps now, but you're still coming out of a deficit in a competition of a world that still has um disdain for you. Not everywhere, not everybody's racist, and
Hey,
racism, we ain't gotta
screw them.
keep. Yeah, but it's the reality. It's just a reality of dealing with things, and that's where the context comes from when you talking about our people in the whole, because we are more than just victims of bad times, but we have not had 50, 60 years of what we got right now, where there really isn't any barriers holding us back. So that is not so much to make an excuse. And that's why I hate when people do call it a victim mindset, because it's just there to understand where I'm placed in a race. Chris Rock has an excellent joke about living next to a dentist, and he had to be so great of a comedian just to live next to a nigga that's cleaning teeth. You know what I mean? Because we just have to. It's a marathon, and we started very far back with a couple laps behind us,
Yeah, he
and
said
that
that
and
as a person who tells jokes and makes millions of dollars, bro, versus somebody
right.
who had to go to school to learn how to.
But so this is my ultimate point. When we talking about a lot of the things that go on in the black community, we a lot of this stuff is generational. So you dealing with somebody that's 30 years old. A lot of the decisions that he made in his life and opportunities that he had came from his parents. His parents' opportunities came from their parents. And
Yes.
this is why I do believe we are getting better as a people, because there are generations that's becoming better fathers. That whole narrative of black fathers, that shit don't even exist. I don't even see that in reality with nobody
No,
that I know.
everybody, man,
So
everybody I knew. Well, not everybody. When I grew up in church, everybody father was there. There was a male choir. Everybody had a daddy, and you better not act up around nobody's dad. That's how it was when I grew up, though. Maybe that's a difference. That's a part. Not maybe, that is a part of it. That's a huge difference. Being able to see positive black male role models wherever I looked. That's a huge difference, and they all was pretty, middle class, maybe even some upper middle class. If somebody had a Cadillac, it was doing pretty good. But what I say is the victim mentality time. I'm not talking about the actual constraints and the deficit that we were put in. When I say the victim mentality, I'm saying recognize that, know that that's happening. That's the game field that we're playing on. Like again, Project Leroy said, this small hat community got their reparations because they were a community. We're not going to ever get reparations because we're not a community. We can't even come together. If we still saying, man, look what y'all did to us. No, we need to come together, say this is what we're going to do. Guess what? As a community, guess what we're going to stop doing until we get this? We're going to stop playing basketball. We're going to stop playing football. We're going to stop entertaining you. We're going to stop showing up, doing whatever other little things and stuff. And a lot of people going to lose a lot of money. And that's going to move it forward and give us power as a community to get something. And
I want to have
to a certain extent.
have an idea for a whole topic of reparations. So we doing culture, and then I already had an idea to do reparations. I kind of wanted to have that to be the next discussion, but
And we also
I
need
don't
to
even
figure out
think.
what we want reparations to be.
Yeah, I don't. I'm clear on what I think reparations should be and why it should be that. Like I'm pretty
No
much
taxes.
kind of a check for work that was done. Period. Money for the land because the Homestead Act gave away the land that was supposed to be our land. So it ain't no giving us land. You ain't got to just go give us fucking Georgia. A check that accommodates the land and the money that was already owed that Abraham Lincoln was going to cut the check for, and for some reason got his top popped. And then the guy that was the vice president came in and vetoed every bill that was already there was already people living on a lot of the acres that was for us, and they got kicked off, land given to white people in the Homestead Act. So yes, you got to cut the check. I don't give a fuck the taxes. Fuck, oh, ninjas gonna buy chains and car. I don't give a fuck what a ninja buy. Ninja can buy. They can literally live like Dave Chappelle show, and I would be fine with that. Cut the
Well,
fucking check.
and another thing they could do is, and like I said, we could withhold all of our entertainment because see that's all we give,
Yeah,
and then tell them no other money leaves for any other wars, no other money goes to any other countries. These countries don't get aid that they get. These oil tycoon countries, Saudi Arabia and all that stuff, they don't get money until we get what until every boat is raised. All the money comes to these communities, impoverished communities. And if you're in a predominantly black community, there's a certain percentage, which is over 50. I don't know what number it would be of the businesses within that community have to be black owned.
yeah, facts. Yeah, we need more black owned.
Because you got to work.
I
I mean,
don't.
you're gonna have to work for it, man. They're not just gonna give everybody just $100,000 or whatever it's gonna be.
Hey, I don't give. Hey, no, no, they can though. They giving that shit away to everywhere else. They can cut it. I don't cut the check. That's it. We ain't gotta do no other stipulations. Cut
But
the
then where does
fucking
that
check.
put? But I'm thinking
So
ahead, man. Where does that put
hold,
us though?
hold
The
on.
people that's going to use it, going to use it. The people that's going, the money's
I don't
going
give
to
a
leave.
fuck.
It's just
I
going
don't
to
give a
leave.
fuck.
You don't care?
Who cares? I don't give a fuck. Put it in the community. We gonna
Get
make
all the
that shit
Pooh
shake.
Shiesty masks and Crocs you want.
Get a iced out. Get the poo shiesty permanently tatted in your
Had
skin.
it
I don't. I
with
don't give a
diamonds.
fuck what you do with them. What diamonds? I'm gonna probably go get gold teeth. I don't give a fuck what you do with the
You
money,
got
but cut the check.
diamonds
We'll
all in
deal
the
out.
beard.
Yep, diamonds in my beard. We gonna figure out the money that we need to do because I know plenty of drug dealers, bro. I know big time dudes in the game. They serve the
You sure
community with
did,
the
Pio.
money. They serving the community with the money that they done made. They ain't doing it no more. They ain't in the game no more. You'll never know they used to be a big time dope dealer. They got businesses, barbershops, car wash. It's the usual
That's
shit.
if you're going to do it, that's
But
the way to do it.
but it we so I'm just saying everybody not somebody is gonna go and get a gold hand, but everybody not gonna go do that. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people are gonna raise the stock of Popeyes, but everybody not gonna do that. And the kids are gonna grow up in a healthier condition. But I wanna make a whole stream about reparations. But cut that fucking check. But my thing, damn, I lost the point I was gonna make. So yeah, I'm not a victim mindset person. I never had a victim mindset, but I love putting context of what happened in because history matters. I love history. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love looking at what used to go on. I feel like, we don't have today without yesterday. So it's a understanding of where we at, and that understanding for me actually is why give my people so much grace because I understand we just didn't have a fair deal. But I love being black and I don't give a fuck about its resilience. And I'm a resilient person. I've been resilient in my life and I attribute that to the generations of resilience in my blood. So I would never be a victim or cry about it. I'm not a Christian. The main reason why I walked away from Christianity was the weaponization of Christianity. Like I'm no type of victim, I'm no type of like, oh, the white man did this to me. Like, fuck all that shit. I don't give a
You,
fuck
you
about
know
none of
those
that.
type of dudes though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I get it, and
You
I
be
do it,
like,
and I hear them,
bro, for
and
real?
and that's why it is an opposite to it that I'm gonna address too. Like, I want to like the red pill to raccoon railroad is something that I'm gonna reoccur over here. But on the opposite spectrum, I want to, the hoteps and the people who just complain and loud and talk bullshit all day. Gotta bring them to the front too, because that's not helpful either. At the end of the day, I want black people to be better as a whole. I don't think we'll ever be utopic and just a perfect society without crime and no twerking. Don't ever lead it. We could tone down the twerking, but don't stop the twerking. But
Hey,
do
I
want
think every woman should
solutions.
have to dance like Kendra G.
That's terrible. Then I would get my passport. That's when I get my passport. I don't want to see that shit. But
Twerking is banned. No
twerking
more
is
twerking. You
banned.
got to dance like KG now.
Nah, but feel like just having the critiques, understanding that the criticism and bringing the shame is one thing, but like I said, like Black was saying, you don't let your kid color on the wall. But I'm gonna give my kid a coloring book. We gotta bring the solutions, resolutions together. We're gonna have that culture conversation because I am not. I think Sinners was a great movie that showed a lot of positive aspects of Black culture, and I know that a lot of ninjas hated when they was dancing in the bar, like, oh, these bitches twerking. Look at the gangbangers over there, crip walking. But good, bad, and ugly is culture. Culture ain't just a beautiful thing. It ain't just all the goodness of a people. No
No, it's not.
people celebrate that, right? And I don't even I think black people have a very intense spiritual level to their culture. We just divided between Christianity, spiritual, gemstones and rhinestones and Islam, but we all share a sense of some form of spirituality. We all share in all the different aspects of America a sense of fashion, a sense of lingo. Being able to being able to talk slang ain't even ghetto to me. It's just the way you interpret your dialect in your community, and everybody do that. You know what I'm saying? Even Mexicans talk slang Spanish to each other. You know what I mean? So
But there's also, I think that where a lot of people get it confused is, and they always attribute it something, and it's not just you, it's always attributed something to being a coon, like code switching. It's like, why do I have to, because if it's me and you talking, I might speak differently, just naturally, versus if I'm going to present something for a business or doing something like that, I'm not going to talk the same. I talk to you the same way I talk to you as I'm talking to whoever I'm presented to, whether they black, white, or whoever. It's because that's a professional setting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hate it when black people like, oh man, why you talking white? Like, I'm not speaking white. I'm speaking proper English. That's the language I was taught to speak in America.
gotta
I'm American.
gotta
So
hit you with it.
you can say it whatever. You speak any other language. You speak English. You don't speak speak it in Spanish, no French, no nothing else. You speak English. So if you're going to speak it, you
Yeah.
might as well speak it properly when you
No,
need to.
I get what you're saying. And so this is my thing. I keep it professional when I need to speak professional because so I guess intention intention goes a long way, right? With what you do and why you do stuff. My intention when I'm in, in a room full of professionals, black, white, or indifferent, is to articulate myself in a point where I'm serious and I'm being taken serious. So there will be a little slang in there with it because that's just who I am. But I'm going to make sure that it's just an automatic thing. I'm going to make sure that speaking in a way that these people understand where I'm coming from, and I'm going to command their attention, right? So I never was a you talking white type of guy because I don't look at it like that. Like I don't I because there like I said before, there's rednecks who have I don't know what the fuck they call it, but they talk gibberish. You know what I mean? They country bunking dudes and all of that shit in the white culture talk how they talk. You got the skateboarder white community that talk how they talk.
Sure.
You got the surfer, the surfer dude surfs up, man. You know what I'm saying? The Chaz and the Brads.
Flipping a
So
biscuit, bro.
it's just a lingo thing. You feel me? So yeah, when you want to be taken serious about what you're saying as a man or a woman, you're gonna talk in a way where you command the room. So that's how I look at it. I don't look at it like you raccooning unless you are raccooning now. Now, if you go out your way to talk like a white man in front of white people, then that's where you get the tap dancing, right?
That's
So
not, yeah,
for
that's not the word choice you use. That's like a lot of different influxes. You got to do a lot of different things to portray yourself in that way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you
How's
so
it
I
going, my good brothers?
yeah, yeah, like Eddie Griffin in that movie. I don't even remember the movie, but I remember him doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had the glasses on and shit,
Oh,
and he was talking
you talk about
double take.
is
Was
that
it
double
double
take?
take? It might have been,
Yeah,
but
with
I
Orlando Jones. That's my movie right there, boy.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I got an example of that in real life, but it's with a white person, right? Around
They
me,
do it.
this
I
motherfucker,
say they do it more than we
they
do.
do, they do, they do. Around me, this motherfucker talks so hood. He banging rap music all day. What's up, my dog? What up, my baby? You know, like he talk like that all day. But soon as one of the white managers or some shit was to come over the warehouse, here he go. Hey, yeah, you know, I was thinking about going canoeing this weekend, and I'm like, you fake motherfucker. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Dog.
Like
I
you
don't like people
just
like that. Period,
and
man.
don't talk to me. And I hate that. What's up, man? Yo, yo, yo. I hate
Yeah, no, don't
white
yo
people
me,
that
man.
gotta. And he lived in Detroit, so he thought that he was entitled to talk like that. And I would tell his dumb ass all the time, like, bro, all black people aren't born in the hood or the ghetto. You don't gotta
Yeah, yeah.
talk to
If you
me
black,
like
he
that
gonna
to
talk to you
relate
like
to
that.
me. Yeah,
Regardless of where you
yeah.
from, if you black, he gonna talk to
He
you
gonna
like
talk,
that.
gonna try to give you some pound, give you some dab. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out my face. That's why I always give them a fist. I don't never give them a hand. I
Yeah,
just give, I fuck up their handshake however they come in to do it. And I'm like, bro, y'all motherfuckers. But yeah, bro, we definitely gonna yeah, we're gonna do the reparations talk. We're gonna do the culture talk. We done been up here down there 3 hours. So I'm gonna just play this one last video and get your perspective though, because I did have it queued up. And this will start about to put it up. That ain't the video.
Donald Trump is pushing America towards a martial law type state where he is using the military as his personal police force illegally. This should concern the hell out of you. Here's everything that you need to know. As of filming this video, Donald Trump has deployed American troops against American citizens in Memphis, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Portland. The White House is also considering sending a highly specialized Army infantry unit that fought in both Iraq and Afghanistan into Portland to quell protesters. Last week, when Donald Trump gave a speech to his top generals at the Pentagon, he told them, and I quote, "The real enemy is the enemy from within," and that in deploying the military in these cities that we've already gone over and likely more to come, he is fighting a quote-unquote war, a war from within. He has also now directed the military to arrest protesters that they find burning the American flag. This is illegal, not only because federal law prevents the military from engaging in law enforcement duties such as making arrests, but also because burning the American flag is constitutionally protected under the First Amendment per a SCOTUS ruling from the 1980s. What Trump is doing is not about your safety, nor the safety of this country, it's about power. The commander-in-chief is using the U.S. military as a political weapon against American citizens. And in the process, he is breaking the law and violating his oath to uphold the Constitution. Donald Trump is pushing...
Before we even get on that, and my bad, Black, I didn't see you back there. Want to answer Aaron Laura's question. Aaron says, should black people whose parents or grands migrated after slavery deserve reparations? If not, what will have to be done to separate FBA from non-FBA so reparations goes to those who deserve it? So that's a great question, Aaron. Definitely a great question. I appreciate you. I think that if you are a descendant of American slavery, the American government should be paying you reparations. I would go further into like Jim Crow and all type of other stuff. But just to keep it simple, if you are a descendant of American slavery, your ancestry at some point was responsible for creating and building and working for free, and it was legally governed for your people to be working for free for people. You should be able to be cut a check for reparations. And that's where it's going to get tricky, being able to just trace all our lineage back to slavery so that we can be accurate on who's who. And I think that if you are not a FBA, you should go trace your lineage back to that country. If you from Haiti, Jamaica, or whatever, and deal with that government for paying you that check. But if you have ancestry that were slaves, you should be able to get reparations. Rather, if even if second generation after slavery, your motherfuckers moved to Japan, you still should be able to get that check from the American government because you had the payment isn't for us for just being black in America. We're accepting the payment on behalf of the ancestors that worked. They're no longer here to receive that check. So I'm accepting that check on the on behalf of my ancestors that were working. If my mom got hit by a bus and she passed away, I would expect the city to pay me, cut me a fucking check. If you go to prison and you were wrongfully convicted, when you get out of prison, you expecting a check. I think that we need to be on a political accord with each other. Uh, not even just a political accord. We need to all be on the same accord politically, and I guess maybe even have a giant civil lawsuit against the American government.
Got to come together to do that.
Yeah, facts.
That's what I
Facts.
said.
Yeah.
If reparations is on the table for us, there's drastic steps we have to take in order for everyone to take it seriously. Because right now, ain't nobody talking about it. Even if it goes to the government, they're not entertaining that, man. And we know how much billions of dollars leaves the country to go to other countries.
Yeah.
For,
So that's
for,
why I
for
say
aid, for
if we
war.
politically if we politically were aligned and made people work for a vote, then that would just have to be a part of it. And Aaron, yeah, it's easier said than done, but you can trace your lineage to slavery and bills of sales and birth certificates, death certificates, whatever you need to do. The more generations get removed, the harder that seems to get. But a lot of black people have been able, because some people are generationally in Alabama and they've been there forever. It's easier for that. My people migrated, some from Georgia and some from Louisiana, so I can kind of get close to pinpointing my lineage to Louisiana and Georgia. So it's work to be done, and I think that should be a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Of getting
Now,
reparations.
here's the question. Does that money go to the oldest person in your family?
I would say the youngest living. See, that is a good question. I would, off the top of the dome, I mean, oldest makes sense. Maybe the oldest do make more
Because
sense.
they're the closest to that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the oldest people, and then it gets ciphered down through, they could go about ciphering it
If
down
they
to the other
want to.
generations. Yeah. Oh no, Granny is coming out of some biscuits.
Hey, it's
Okay.
gonna be a whole bunch of people a whole bunch of grandparents falling
Out of
downstairs.
here.
And that's why I said I do not believe in giving people money. That
Hold on, hold
right there.
on, hold on. This is gonna be me if my grandma don't cut
This
the.
is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'll be jumping onto this microwave. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop! Fuck this shit!
I told you not to put your hands on me!
Ma'am, get down from there.
Now you feel me? Huh? You still gonna talk slick?
Lady, I didn't
You
even...
called me out my name right here in front of everybody. You think I'm playing sad again?
Go that way now. Go that way now.
Go that way now.
But yeah,
Now you're
I
good.
hear you though, Black. It's gonna be hard to kind of disperse that, but it's a way. You know, it's been done for other
Yeah. Well,
communities.
the
It
whole
was,
thing about it is the whole thing about being as old as I am. I have seen families be destroyed by money, right? Because I'm still from the generation where we had houses. Like, I don't know if your mom and dad and your grandparents, like, if they had houses. I'm from the generation where we had houses before our uncles that was on dope sold everything off. And I've seen how those things have ripped apart families where uncles are shooting at each other and knocking each other teeth out. It's not money does nothing. That's why I told my kids, I'm not leaving you guys shit. Everything that you guys get is on the court. I have gave you
but
the tools,
but when
but
majority of the
go ahead.
people getting the money, when majority of the people getting the money, it's a different ball game. You know what I mean? If
What do
you
you
get
mean the
broke off,
majority of the people? If you give it to
you
me,
breaking
I
up,
was the
Black.
patriot. If
You breaking up, bro.
I say you can't hear me,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
uh, if I'm the patriarch in my family, you think I'm gonna spread it out so that my kids start fighting or they get lazy and don't want to work or do anything or start going and just fucking off the money?
Yeah, I mean,
If you get,
I you can.
I
It
know
don't
you
really
say
matter.
just they can spend it how they want to spend it, but that is
Yeah,
such a stupid thing, Ty.
it's going to benefit though the community because everybody ain't gonna do that. Some people gonna do right, some people gonna do wrong. But it's old. I think the most important point is
Why?
that it's old.
Why? What, you you live in an all black community? There are no black communities anymore. You're not even married, Ty.
The
Like,
check
so that's
the
that's
it's
what Jay is
old.
saying.
The money is old, and it would even help racial relations in this country. The money is old. You know what I'm saying? Like I
The
don't care
white the
about
white people the white people will be pissed off. How they're already
fuck
pissed
'em.
off. How is it going to help
You
racial relations?
the only reason why it'll help us be more we wouldn't give a fuck about white people at that point. The only reason they pissed off is because they're still a trailer trash community without having oppression or dealt with any type of like they still have a impoverished community that's just on the same level as our impoverished community without having the with the head start that they was given. So of course they don't want to see nobody pass them up or the playing field get level. But that's a conversation. We're gonna have a whole show about reparations. I'm gonna have some videos about
All
it and
right, cool.
everything.
Yeah,
I
let's
did
leave that. Yeah, let's leave that for a different
I
show.
did want to talk about what the white dude was talking about with Trump and the National Guard. My major point about the white kid talking about Trump and the National Guard is a lot of these places he trying to bring the National Guard to, crime is going down. And I don't think that, and a lot of people keep saying, well, if you're not doing crime, why would you worry about it? I don't think that it's healthy to have militarized police or martial law esque type of entities. You're going to just aggravate. They're aggravating the community. We know that on criminals aren't the only people that police fuck with. Over policing has led to black people having a 50% wrongfully convicted rate. We know that over policing is not healthy for our communities. Bringing a National Guard in is damn sure not gonna be healthy. That's my overall point with that. Like crime is showing to be decreasing in communities that add resources, that add things for the high schoolers and people getting out of high school to do. The crime is going
Could
down
it be
based
better?
on resources going up. Of
Could it
course,
be better?
everything could be always better on any aspect. Of
Then
course, it
then
could be better.
why then why
But I
then
don't think
why
the
try to
National
stop
Guard gonna
something?
make it be better.
It did the National Guard going into Washington make their crime rate down?
I think the National Guard
Hey,
is
hey,
gonna is gonna just provoke another BLM type of error, but even worse.
No,
Like
I'm
Hey,
saying,
I'm
I'm
gonna get out,
saying.
yo. I gotta go get these kids fed and stuff.
bro, I
All right, be
appreciate
safe,
you.
sir.
I appreciate you,
Have
bro.
a good
Thank
one.
you again for the
Anytime, bro.
intro too, man.
I'm
I'm gonna email you about the
Yeah, that
culture
intro beat was
conversation.
hard. That intro beat was hard. I
yeah.
was grooving when that little shit came on. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna do my little. Hey, I'm gonna get you, Ty.
All right, I'm gonna give you one right before you go. Oh man, that's my brother though. That is my
Yeah. So Ty, my thing is Washington is much safer. It's much cleaner. It's every report I have got is it's 1,000 times better. Now, when the National Guard leaves, who knows what's going to happen? But in the meantime, between time, it's 1,000 times safer, and that's sometimes, just even saving one life. And I'm not even one that really even care about that. But if it's a place and people are acting very badly, Chicago, Detroit, whatever, L.A., they should have did that shit in L.A. when I was a kid. Like it was horrible. So I mean I don't like Trump, so I kind of don't agree with it, but I do agree with the premise of it.
it sounds good on paper, bro, but just with the racial undertone that's coming with it, I just don't I don't like it,
Boy,
man. I don't like the agitation.
you are a fucking racist. What is the racial undertone of it's a positive that black people aren't dying. Wouldn't you be happy about that?
Bro, my city for the last 3 years have been breaking records with low crime. Crime hasn't been this low since the 60s in Detroit for 3 years in a row. Think that left to our
So
own
so
devices,
so so how
we can
many
fix the
so
problem.
how many people been getting killed there a year? Has anybody got killed last week? What I'm saying is you go 2, 3 weeks, a month without people getting shot, like in the case of Washington, DC. I think that's a win, Ty. I don't think you can complain about that, bro.
I mean, I'm open to results if they work. I'm just not I'm not open to over policing and agitating the community because I feel like the best results that's a band-aid. So let's just say the National Guard come in, they're not doing anything negative to the community. They just strictly locking up criminals. Whatever process they have. When they leave, what happens then? I feel like using those
People start cutting
resources.
back up. People start cutting back up. I got what you're saying.
So I feel like using those same resources to build the community and give more opportunity to the community at a young age to have have a better outlook on their community that they in and just more programs in the school is a more long-term fix. I think it's a healthier fix for the community than National Guard and tanks and trucks riding up patrolling. Like we already got helicopters and drones and shit that be flying around. I just don't think I'm not a defund the police type of guy. I'm just definitely against militarized police. I'm against um martial law for sure because I think that we get used in agendas because there's only brown and black communities for the most part. I'm not really sure what the ratio is in Portland. Some people saying it's white, some people saying it's mixed, but it's not. It's a specific group that they targeted, and that'll go back to
It's,
my
it's
point
super.
that
It's
we
super white. It's super white in Portland.
super white, so they're getting the meth heads up out of there in Portland. So it's. I mean, all we could do is wait and see, but the risk to reward to me is not worth it. I just don't like the look of over policing or militarized policing and tanks. I don't think that's a good look because it makes a lot of the youth in the community feel like an enemy of the country too. Like, wow, this is how y'all handling us like we in the third world. And some people will argue that black communities act like the third world, but I think that that's a very magnified minority. Like, it's not everybody. It's just the people that are doing it is loud. You know, the Kia boys that went viral.
Ty,
Stupid
you
shit.
you got carjacked, Ty. You got carjacked. Somebody stolen
I've
his
been
seat
carjacked one
with the
time.
12s or the 15. Nigga, it don't need. It should have. It should never happen. That's what I'm saying. You are too. You're too easy on these people, bro. Your cousin, the one that's a habitual felon. If we were back in any time in history, what would have happened to him with the crimes that he was doing? Can you answer me that?
They would have got him up out of here, where he'd probably be in a dungeon for the rest of his life or some shit.
Right. They would have got him up out of here. Times back then were better for families. They were better for people. Yes, it wasn't as safe because of the people and the times, but it was a better time for families and community. Now it's just people are so fluid. You just very fluid. Like live and let live. If the girls want to wear booty shorts, let them wear booty shorts. Like we can't do that, and it's gonna keep on leading us to separation in our community. Just like Typro said, there is no community. You're not married. You're 35. You got a couple of kids. You should be married. You go get both your baby mamas and say, "Hey, we about to become a family. We finna work on this and make a plan." But if you're not doing that, there is no community. There is no family. We got to get back to the black family, and then we can start talking about community.
Agree. You know, it's a like I said, it's not a major part of my concern with the marriage rates, but we do need the family. Shout out to, I don't know how to pronounce your name, brother. Raphaeus Bickman Jr. I'm not sure who you are. Mr. Ray. Oh, is that you, Mr. Ray? Shout out Mr. Ray with the $20 cash app. It looked like you keep trying to send it and it keep bouncing back. I'm not sure why it's bouncing back like that, bro. But I see you trying to support, and I appreciate you, my dog. It's you, Mr. Ray 504. Is you sending me something, or is you requesting money for that iPhone, bro? Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, Black, I hear what you're saying with the family. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I hear you. I
Yeah,
hear you.
for sure. Okay, you there, you there. I get what you're saying. We do need to, I think it's family, community, just not fearing each other and building, having a better outlook. And you, Jay, Derek, I agree with a lot of the things that you guys were saying about us. I just feel like we got to bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? We can't just demonize that whole group of people. Uh, we got to be able to build the gap and
I,
get some
I want to
understanding
know
on
why.
both
I want to
sides.
know why now. Why can't we? I know you say from Red Pill to Coon. Well, I don't know what the title was, but why can't we demonize those people? Why can't we demonize the bad people? Why can't we get them up out of our group
Be-
and
because
throw them out?
redemption is a thing. Redemption is a thing, and the level
Can
that
you
we
make a
are,
hoe a housewife?
the level that we are throwing our people away. We only 13% of the country. We need all of us to get to where we're going. I would rather see my people change and get better than just move away, get the fuck away from them, and disassociate with them, because I got a lot of
You
respect
still
for my
stay in the
people as a
hood?
whole.
You still
Just
stay in the
moved.
brick?
I used to stay in a white black neighborhood in the suburbs. I just moved back to Detroit earlier this summer, and I love my neighborhood. I love it better than where I was just staying at. I got a bigger crib. The neighborhood is nice. I mean, it's predominantly black. I got some Arabics next door. I got a couple white people on the block, but I'm in Detroit. I'm not gonna move to like a drug infested or a gang infested
Right?
area.
And that's
You know
and
what I'm
that's what
saying?
I'm saying. You didn't move to the bricks. You're talking about a community, and your community has several different ethnicities in it. You didn't move to the bricks. So that's what I'm saying. You talking like, hey, I stay in the middle of a black community. There is no more black communities because there is no more families. Only people that stay in the bricks are poor people and people who need that assistance on their stuff. It's a class thing. It's not a community thing. People don't look at Michael Jordan as black, Tiger Woods as black. They look at them as rich people, bro.
Yeah, but other races still take pride in their race. So we have to. It ain't no getting away from being black. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you disassociate yourself with being black or not, you still black. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna be black to the outside communities, and that's why I think it's important to keep that level of understanding that what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
one
we
hundred percent. We're 100%. We're black, but we can and just like you, you got a decent job. You didn't move to a poor neighborhood. I just don't understand people that say, oh, let's keep these people. We don't need these people, bro. These people are not moving us forward as a people, as a whole, as a group. They're moving individually. We need to move them out of our way.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm a bottle this conversation for now. We gonna have a whole conversation just about that. I'm gonna figure out a show topic that just regards, the separation of that community. That we kind of scraped the topic a little bit, red pill to raccoon, but I think when I get more videos, long form videos to react to, we can delve deeper in this topic. This gonna be like a ongoing theme. Is going to definitely be the red, because it's not even so much as the people or the content. It's the people creating the content that I was really kind of wanting to focus on, just like it being a grift, rather it's true, false, or whatever. I see it being a new wave to grift into going from talking about baby mamas and baby hair to not just all black people. But appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Jay. We're gonna
Good show.
definitely
Good start. Good start. Good show.
appreciate it, bro. I'm glad you pulled up on me because we've been getting we've been able to get a little bit of the convo going on HQ shit, but we was able to actually, delve deeply over here. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you pulling up. You remind me of one of my motherfucking uncles. You know what I'm saying? And rock with you the long way, Black America. If you wanna drop your page in the chat or whatever you want to do, bro. But definitely please come back. Don't know when I'm gonna go live again, but I will be live again one day. So definitely pull up on me, bro. Appreciate everybody in the chat for pulling up on me. Appreciate all the likes. Shout out to Raquel for sponsoring with the 10 ball. Shout out to Mr. Ray for trying to sponsor. I don't know if it's my Cash App that's tripping or what's going on, bro. I don't know if you're trying to scam me or not, Mr. Ray, but I appreciate you for coming through, bro. Shout out to everybody who liked the video. Shout out to everybody who rocking with me, trying to get it, trying to get it going. I'm working with what I got. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. We definitely gonna go live again. I'm gonna have a new topic. I'm gonna have some new content for us to look at. And yeah, it probably is my Cash App. Matter of fact, Mr. Ray, I'm gonna drop my other Cash App in the chat in a minute. But thank you all for coming through. Before you guys leave, I'm gonna run my intro back. So if you missed the videos that I played at the beginning, I'm gonna play it back again. Again, shout out to Jay Tillman, shout out to Black America, shout out to Derek Gaines for coming and rocking with me. Probably gonna see most of y'all in Go Creek Creek chat in a little bit. So I appreciate everybody for participating in the conversation. Natural KRC, Olawa, Project Leroy, Aaron, you know what I'm saying, Kim Netter. Appreciate all y'all. Chef G Rap, my brother. You feel me? Everybody who came through. Mr. Walker came through earlier. Pumpkin Spice, Cool Man. Shout out to Big Theo. Cool poked his head in for a second. You know, he like, yeah, nigga, get your weight up and maybe he'll stay a little longer. I got you, bro. I got you. But I definitely appreciate everybody for rocking with me. And I'm going to cue some videos. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my Cash App all over. So I'm gonna just drop my personal Cash App right now. I'm gonna cue some videos up.
Rolling, TV. I know I'm rolling. It's almost ready.
We're rolling.
We on camera now?
Yeah.
Oh, revolution, revolution, revolution. I'm broadcasting from an undisclosed location. Hey, come on, dog. Stay in my face. Listen, I'm sure a lot of you probably think you know what's going on in the world. But quite frankly, y'all don't know shit. Is that me floating or you? Come on, nigga. That don't matter. I'm talking about the man. The man!
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Foundation.
Brother. Hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
Just like Mario Luigi. I swear to God, my life a movie, it ain't PG. Swear to God, my life a movie, it ain't PG. I've been living rated R. My mama told me, baby, you a star. My mama told me, baby, you a star. And you finna make it far. Finna put us swerving in the foreign cars. Wait till we put us swerving in the foreign cars. Live a life. Yo, bitch, call me Myron. Yo, bitch, call me Myron. Hold up. Yo, bitch, call me Myron. Hold up. Then I pop out. I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used that shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch, just told me let's get it on. Let's go. What? Yo, bitch, call me Myron. Hold up. Then I pop out. I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used that shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch, just told me let's get it on. And I wake up every day, get fly.
She wanted 40. Yeah. She wanted 40. Yeah. She wanted 40. Yeah. She wanted 40. Yeah. She wanted 40. So she called me Sugar Daddy with the caddy. She want money, I want honey. Sugar Daddy, you want money?
Don't ever in your life go on against Detroit Lions. If you go against the Lions, this is going to happen to you. Belt to ass. Belt to ass.
Don't fuck about no beef, nigga. I'm about money. Unless the beef is translating into money, then what we talking about? We too grown.
I told you not to put your hands on me.
Ma'am, get down from there.
Now you feel me? Huh? You still gonna talk slick?
Lady, I didn't
You
even...
called me out my name right here in front of everybody. You think I'm playing sad again?
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Foundation.
Brother. Hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
I'm gonna play my favorite two drops last. Appreciate all y'all for pulling up. Project Leroy, I just got it, brother. Appreciate it. B1 all day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. FBA all day. B1 all day. Shout out to Mr. Ray for the 20 ball. And shout out to Smelly Roses, my sis Raquel for the 10 ball. I appreciate y'all, man. It means the world to me. So I got to do it to y'all one more time.
Yo, bitch,
bitch call me Myron. Pull up, then I pop out. I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used to shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch just told me let's get on. Let's go. What? Yo, bitch call me Myron. Pull up, then I pop out. I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used to shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch just told me let's get on. I wake up every day, get fly as fuck. I'm Mr. Put It On and go fuck up a check. Check on your bitch, she know my money long. She said you broke as hell, ain't got no paper, so y'all don't get along. She see my money long, so she gon' blow me like a trombone. Let's go. Yo, bitch got me saved as Myron in her telephone. But that's her cousin name. I swear to God, this little bitch hella wrong. One day I caught her phone when she was sleeping. He was at her home. Then he picked up her phone, said, who is this? And I said, nigga, hold up. What? Yo, bitch call me Myron. Pull up, then I pop out. I got that shit on. I'm getting money now. I was the one that used to shit on. I feel like Marvin Gaye. Yo, bitch just told me let's get it on. Let's go.
This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'll be jumping onto this microwave. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop! Fuck this shit!